Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil here at Houston, Mission Control. And we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit. And we're here live every Sunday night.
Good evening, Spacetriots. Here we are, Sunday night, Space Force News, episode number 50. Yeah, how's everybody doing tonight?
50.
Yeah, I had to restart. I had to retoggle like 3 times, dude. Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, are we live? Are we not live?
Yeah, so I hope everybody over on YouTube navigated their way to the new link. The old one clearly is not going to work, so you should be able to find a new live link over there on YouTube. What's going on? Rockfin, DLive, Pill.net, Foxhole, Twitch. How's everybody doing? I hope good. I hope good. Who we got out there? Amethyst Cat, Duppy Montana, Successful Sarah, Frightening Me, Sword of Michael, the ever so clever Sword of Michael, who just crushes at that game. What is that game they've been playing on BrainPod's channel? That game is so fun. The dubs. Have you seen it, Foil?
No, I've seen the stats thing that they do over there, but
oh, it's the greatest. I'm telling you, dude, it's amazing. All right, Zan Yoga, what's going on? Amanda is awake. Cad Spotter, Nick Houston, good to see you. Doug Pullen. We got a Doug. Johnny B7922, what's going on? Alexis, good to see you. Hez, Fringe Dweller, nice. Tanette Booth, PDX Patriot 722, Desert Fire, Pilled by the Rabbit, Joan of Sark, Joven Hunt, what's going on, friends? Kiz, there's Adam Hugapug. How long till we go off the rails? I don't know. We never know the answer to that. You know what I mean? The divine decides when we're going to go off the rails.
Could be any time, though.
That's
Could be any time.
We never know when that's going to happen. So, yeah, it's great to be here with you guys. Here we are, Sunday nights. Sunday nights are always the spot to be, right? Thank you, Sean Joe, for the cookie. Really appreciate that. Good evening, Sweet Pea. Yeah, Divine Fractal, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Southern Cat, good to see you guys. Honest Content. Whiskey Blue. Yeah, here we are. All right, man. So should I go into what we're going to be going into today first? Should we do that first, Foil? How are you, Foil? Loyal to the Foil, my co-host.
I'm good. I'm good.
Feeling spry tonight or what? Are we?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh, indeed.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Yeah, there's lots to go into. We gotta kind of, nothing much excites the commander, but we do have a rather exciting UFO sighting coming out of Tucson that's very recent. We will be playing that for sure. Capable 8. Hello, Alara. Did you hear that China's looking to something megastructures? Yes, we will be talking about the megastructures in outer space tonight. That will be one of the things we'll be going into. So, Azimuth selection, FireFly explosion, we'll be going into that. Space National Guard, Joe Dirt Spaceplane, 10 fun facts. You won't want to miss that. Inspiration 4, all systems go. Elon backs Doge. That's a Doge upgrade. My bad. Massive victory for the Northern Alliance. Taliban to rely on Chinese funds. China influence in Latin America. We've got satellite DNA. We're going to be talking a bit about the 5th dimension. Ooh, right? That'll be fun. It's right up my alley. Yep. Planet 9. We're going to be going into some, how do you want me to say it, Foil?
Butt stuff. Also right up your alley, Alara.
What did I do to deserve that? Oh, well, we'll just roll with it.
Butt stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So no AI patents. All right. AI guiding pandemic decisions. China's mega spaceship. So yes, we'll be covering that. The Navy's got a new weapon that is absolutely horrible, guys. It's absolutely horrendous. And we will be definitely talking about their new weapon. Operation Starfall, which you may have heard something about. This is rather interesting. So we'll be going into a bit of that. Taliban holding the Americans and not allowing the charter planes to come and get them. We'll be covering some of that stuff, as well as, like I said, that Arizona UFO sighting and quite a few more of those. And on that note, I think we will break to what do we want to call it? Commercial for? What are we going to call it?
Fun stuff? I don't know.
We got to give it a name, though. We name everything, Foil. All right, here we go. Ready, guys? El Donaldo Trumpo, which they can never say that name, right? Oh, wait, hold on. We got it. Gotta do something first. Whoops.
Thanks for the
had it
can,
fully
Rise.
together today. All right, here we go.
Free the world, yes.
Here we go. That's got to move. You got to get out of the way, buddy. All right, there we go. Now if I can get this. And I love how I talk to myself while that goes on. Thank you, guys. Rise is tired. Thank you, Blonde Barbecue, also known as BLQ. Gifted the phone and said, can't wait for the laughing to begin. Meow.
Right, meow.
Right, meow.
I'm being serious. No, I'm asking you a question. Because before... No, wait a minute. I'm asking you a question. Is that accurate, the best?
About, but Mr. President, respectfully, since I don't think that the issue that too many things that people have an issue with, pulling out of Afghanistan for just the way that things
Unfortunately, we have to cut that right there. I wish I could play the whole thing. He does the whole thing, guys, and it's absolutely fantastic. I did it again. Whoops. And it's absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately, we have to cut it right there so we don't get yanked for that. So, yeah, it's great though. It's good. I have to admit, it's super good.
Right. Titanic is going down. Thanks, Jay Brewskis, for the cookie.
Yeah. So, what are we doing, man? Are we going to go into Operation Starfall first? What do you think?
It is kind of interesting.
Capable says the Navy has patented a 7 septillion watt generator that could power a large city. What's a septillion watt? Foyle, have you heard of this?
A whole lot.
Is that a whole lot? Okay.
A whole lot.
All right. What's going on, Koala? I see out there. Brat Whitlock, Frightening Me. Biblical Smackdown. That's quite a name. I love that. I was able to leave a new link in the last stream for people. Thank you so much, WonderMod. Really super appreciate that. Jay Brewskis, what's good, man? Tamgur Growl. I don't know how I'm going to pronounce that, but I'll just Tamgur Row. Rowl or Row? I don't know. But it's probably funny if I struggle with it for another 30 seconds. Huh? You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, well, a couple super chats to thank when we start the show from YouTube. Allison Merrick, Leyland, Our Cloaked Unseen World, and FZ06. All right.
Thanks, guys.
And on that note, let's start with Operation Starfall, shall we?
Break it down.
Break it down.
Break it.
All right. So, yeah, this is weird, right? Today, Congresswoman Maria Elva Salazar, Michael Waltz, and Claudia Tenney, and a dozen Republican lawmakers introduced the American Freedom and Internet Access Act. This bill implements Operation Starfall, a strategic plan to provide access to wireless communications abroad and ensure we are ready when blackouts occur, disaster strikes, or when rogue regimes shut down internet access. This is critical to protecting the safety and well-being of American citizens at home and abroad. Any thoughts, Foyle? Shall I continue?
Rogue regimes shutting down internets. I mean, we're at odds with these people now. I mean, this has to be something that they're expecting, I would think.
That's right. I would think so too. The Biden administration refused to help the people of Cuba when they needed it the most, so Congress must act to ensure we have a clear strategy to deploy in a time of crisis. We cannot stand by when tyrants shut off the lights, and when American security is at risk. With Operation Starfall, we can improve homeland security and be ready to restore internet freedom and prosperity to those in need. The Biden administration failed when the Cuban people needed their solidarity the most, as they took to the streets to oppose the country's communist regime. Congress must now step up to fill the void in leadership from the White House and provide the people of Cuba and elsewhere in the world access to information and communication that their government refused to allow. Operation Starfall will help expose the grotesque human rights abuses happening in Cuba and other repressive regimes and provide a platform for those seeking freedom over oppression. Consider how even more tragic the withdrawal from Afghanistan would have been during a blackout and Americans had no method of communication. When dictatorships and authoritarian regimes face pressure from their own people to reform, the first thing they do is shut off access to the internet. Recent years, this pattern of malicious behavior has played out across the globe, from Havana to Tehran. The United States is the most technologically advanced nation in the world, and we have the tools to circumvent these shutdowns and stop the censorship. We cannot continue to stand by and allow the voices of those living under tyranny to be silenced. I'm honored to join with Representative Salazar and Waltz to introduce the American Freedom and Internet Access Act. Operation Starfall will expand our capacity to deliver reliable and secure connectivity and circumvention tools to those who need them the most in times of crisis. Operation Starfall is Operation Starfall is a strategic plan to deploy stratospheric balloons, aerostats, or satellite technology capable of rapidly delivering wireless internet anywhere on the planet from high altitudes.
So like Starlink.
Right. With the use of emerging technologies that already exist in the private sector, it can be employed to create wireless internet networks covering a target geographic territory. At home, Operation Starfall would be deployable across the United States in the wake of floods, hurricanes, or wildfire devastation when local communications infrastructure is disabled. Do they know something we don't know, friend?
Man, probably. I would reckon.
It's going to be biblical.
I think it's right. I think it's crazy they're talking about, the private sector. Like, do they not trust Elon? Are they saying that, like, should some ruckus occur, they're just going to co-opt the use of his proprietary technology for their own purposes? Like,
you got two concerns here. One is that they're expecting something to happen. Obviously, they're expecting it. But number two,
we should expect crazy, so
right.
I can see making a plan for it. I just don't trust the government. That's
right.
me, though.
But then number two is, this is Elon's job, right? So are we expecting that Elon's not going to be able to do his job, or are we expecting Elon to go rogue?
Hey,
what?
I don't know. Maybe if he might disagree with them and not, like, they're talking about turning it on anytime an oppressive regime shuts off the internet. I mean, is that anywhere? Are you going to go turn this? You're going to turn on internet for the Chinese people if they can't access whatever?
What, are we going to police the whole world's internet? I mean, seriously.
Right?
Are we? What defines a repressive regime? And who's in control of this and makes these decisions? Operation Starfall. Go ahead.
Lucid Leopard said, like our regime. Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. Operation Starfall leverages U.S. innovation to empower citizens and strengthen democracy by exposing regimes that repress access to information and violate fundamental human rights. In the wake of the recent historic protests in Cuba, the brutal communist regime shut off all access to the internet on the island while it tortured and jailed peaceful pro-democracy protesters. Likewise, in 2019, the Iranian regime did the same when the Iranian people bravely took to the streets to demand their freedom. Will we be ready to act if called upon to support future cries against oppression? Oppression's happening here
right now.
It's happening here right now. They don't even talk about the people that are, demanding their rights in the streets all over the globe. Right. Not on our mainstream media.
Man, they'll probably be demanding to see your vaccine passport for access to this magical balloon tech.
As we watch the tragic events unfold in Afghanistan today, we are reminded that it is imperative the United States give its military all potential capabilities in order to protect people around the world, especially Americans abroad that are in mortal danger, if the power grid and cell service are shut down. The greatest country in the world should have the bandwidth available to protect its citizens abroad and empower free speech and access to information across the globe. The dozen lawmakers who have joined the effort to enhance military readiness and ensure we have a plan in place include Representatives Alex Mahoney, Carlos Gimenez, I'm not even going to try to pronounce all these names.
These guys.
Nicole, Brian, this guy Brian, Bill, Rick, Dusty, Stephen, Ann, Jody, and Jim and Pat. Congressman
Dusty,
Salazar.
Jody, Jim, and Pat. I totally trust those guys.
Congressman Salazar currently represents Florida's beautiful 27th Congressional District, which includes most of the city of Miami, its suburbs, and the beaches. She serves the House Committee on Foreign Affairs and is the only woman of either party to serve on the Foreign Affairs Subcommittee on the Western Hemisphere. This is weird.
Well then.
Foil.
Thank you, Phil Christophers. 19 is the number of the day. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine.
What's going on, Sean and On? Good to see you. So
wait. That's funny too. Shananon says, I don't trust Musk for shit. Take a look at his girlfriend. That's a good point. That is a good point, fam.
I mean, it's worth doing some digging on this to see who's actually behind it, and then we could get a better understanding of what the intent is behind.
Oh, I think they wanted it done within the next like couple of months. Like this isn't something that they're looking to maybe do. Like they want it done like right now. Like we need something we can deploy within the next whatever it was 60 or 90 days. They were saying that they wanted to have this completely set up. You know, that they would literally be hijacking private tech to make this possible so that they could choose where to give increased internet access, you know, if a regime becomes oppressive.
Thank God said he wasn't going to flood us again. So at least we can count that one.
Oh, yeah.
Out
I'd much rather have the
months.
fire, you know.
Hey,
come on, man.
What do they call it?
I'll take the flood any day, dude.
What do they call it? The fire from the sun, man. What's it called? And all the
coronal
Coretti. And the Gita and stuff. You've read all those books, Foils. Like you don't know. Mm-hmm.
What? We're talking about the flares? What are we talking about?
Something
the
with
coronal
sun,
mass ejaculations? Like
that's right. Something with the sun and you know.
Well, I mean, the end of the universe will technically be a hyperinflation of the sun, subsuming everything.
I'm not going to end of the universe with this. I'm just saying, like a solar flare.
Or the end of our
ish thing.
Galaxy, rather, or whatever. Right. Immediate area.
She goes straight to the end of the universe. Just, you know.
Hey.
Black pill dealer all day long. End of the universe. Oh, man. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's see.
Space Force.
All right, U.S. Space Force blew up a FireFly Alpha rocket when its first flight went off course. So, is this, I mean, how often does this happen, dude?
Man, there was just another one, too, that had a really shitty launch attempt that, I mean, we didn't have to blow it up, but this one, unfortunately, was out, you know, in open airspace. Did you see the other one? I can't think of the name of the company. No. Like, it tried to take off, and then it kind of went to the side and then just exploded. Like recently, within the last week or two.
Which is not send it to me and then tell me about it in the middle of the show. Yep.
I totally forgot until just now.
Space startup, but you don't forget to send me them TikTok videos of dudes dancing in cowboy boots and hats and half naked gas stations. You don't forget that.
Hey,
Space startup FireFly finally launches its Alpha rocket for the first time on Thursday, but the flight didn't last long. 2 minutes into the flight, shortly after achieving supersonic speed, Alpha experienced an anomaly. What does that mean? An anomaly.
It means they don't know. It means we don't know what happened. It was something that wasn't right.
Do we for sure know that we just don't know? Or are we just, is that the line of bullshit that we're given?
Yeah, that's that pseudo-profound bullshit. There was an anomaly.
There was an anomaly, right.
It was all bad.
Video of the flight at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California shows the rocket beginning to tip over and go off course literally before it explodes. Most rockets that launch from U.S. soil must be equipped with flight termination system, which is basically a set of onboard explosives that can be remotely triggered to destroy the rocket. In order to protect people, what?
What'd that say? Most
rockets
man. I wonder if they're going to do that with commercial. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do that with like you know, commercial like, you know, where you take all the rich people up and it's got to be armed with explosives just in case too. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, I would guess they're not going to put one up there that doesn't have it because they need to be able to blow it up in the event that things go south, you know. So I would guess yes. So there's always a possibility when you pay for a ticket into space. You don't know if you're going to go off world or off life. You don't know. It's a gamble. You never know what you're going to get, right? But why not? If I was rich, I'd pay for it too. I mean, you're going to go anyways. You know what I mean? Actually, that'd probably be a good way to go. Honestly, on your way into space, getting blown up in a...
Yeah, you wouldn't even... Yeah, you wouldn't know what happened.
No, you wouldn't know what hit you. You know?
Right.
I'd be cool with going out like that.
Woke One says, my bumper sticker says, cowboys' butts drive me nuts.
Really? He's a rare flower there, that one. Woke One.
All right.
Yeah, his memes are lit. You seen his memes?
I know, right? Yeah, he's memed me a couple of times. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his memes are great.
With the holy hand grenade of Antioch and such. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. All right, so basically set of onboard. Okay, so we already went into that. Team of investigators will convene to determine the cause of the failure. Why not? Let's go ahead.
Areas to minimize risk. They are still looking into what caused the explosion.
Of course you don't want to work.
A rocket launched from Vandenberg Space Force Base exploded shortly after takeoff. The rocket was FireFly's first launch attempt. 2.5 minutes after it took off tonight, it exploded over the Pacific Ocean. It was originally set to take off at 6 p.m., but the mission was aborted just seconds before launch. FireFly decided to retry the effort at 7 p.m. The company says the Alpha rocket experienced an anomaly during the first stage of ascent.
Anomaly?
Pretty close anomaly.
That's what I'm going to say now. Whenever I don't want to admit the answer or whatever, I'm just going to say it was an anomaly.
It was an anomaly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I'm going to say.
There
That's
has been
the
an
official.
anomaly.
FireFly tweeted that before the countdown, they cleared the launch pad and surrounding areas to minimize risk. They are still looking into what caused the explosion.
Well, there you have it, guys.
Well, they're looking into it.
Rocket
you know,
news.
right?
So excited.
I know you love the rocket news.
Here we go. Joe Dirt Spaceplane. Joe Dirt Spaceplane, also known as the X-37B. Fun facts. You guys ready to get into this? Here we go.
Life's a garden. Can you dig it? Joe Dirt, man. I love Joe Dirt. Don't.
I like that one. That one's good. All right, here we go. Here's Joe Dirt Spaceplane. Duct tape not included. A modified
I know,
variant.
right?
Oh, here's that word variant again. A modified variant has been proposed as an astronaut ambulance. The current version of the X-37 may not be the last to reach space. In 2011, Boeing representatives announced that they were considering developing a larger variant called the X-37C, which would carry up to 6 astronauts to and from the International Space Station, also known as the ISS. Do you like how I kicked it down a little bit deeper for that?
Also known as the ISS.
Also known as the
Right.
has a lot of
Sounds very
personalities.
official.
Sometimes they blend together. That concept vehicle is unlikely to be built anytime soon, given that Boeing is already under contract with NASA to fly astronauts to and from the orbiting lab with the company's CST-100 Starliner capsule.
Yeah, that is not going well.
All right, hold on. That's the last one. Oh, I got to go back. We're going to have to go in reverse on this one. Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
boy.
All right, China has its own version. The X-37B seems to have a Chinese cousin. In September 2020, a spacecraft landed on the runway in Western China after a 2-day mission about which Chinese officials have said very little. The Xinhua, how do you say
Xinhua.
that? Xinhua. The Xinhua report did not even identify the vehicle as a space plane. Outside experts have surmised that detail based on the runway landing, which was spotted by a satellite operated by San Francisco-based company Planet, and other scattered pieces of information. So the Chinese variant of the X-37B is even more mysterious than the original. Wow.
Chinese variant, right?
Wah, 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 right?
Right.
Go ahead. You got to play it. There you go. That deserved it for sure. It has multiple launch and landing sites. All X-37B missions to date have launched from Florida's Space Coast, either Cape Canaveral's Space Force Station or NASA's Kennedy Space Center, which is right next door, but the space plane has landing sites on both sides of the continent.
They talk about it like it's the coolest thing.
Right.
It is not the coolest thing.
It's solar powered. Like most satellites,
Oh.
the X-37B generates electrical power from sunlight. Did you know that, Foyle?
Oh, I'm so very impressed.
The space plane is equipped with gallium arsenide solar cells. That doesn't sound good. Which deploy from the vehicle's payload bay after it reaches orbit. The X-37 may also help humanity harvest sunlight in space, a longtime sci-fi dream. One of the few OTV-6 payloads that military officials have disclosed is a U.S. Naval Research Laboratory experiment called PRAM-FX, which is designed to convert sunlight to radio frequency microwave energy. That's a crucial step for any space-based solar power station, which would then beam those microwaves down to use on Earth. So, is this a weapon, this plane?
China actually has a operational plan to build a station that will harvest sunlight and beam it down for use as electricity on Earth.
Let me find out this is what's causing Havana syndrome.
Oh no. I mean,
they have one too.
Well, China does, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Why not? Why couldn't
I don't
it
think
not
it's
be
a
a
joke. I
weapon?
don't. Well, I mean, you know,
What?
I guess the Joe Dirt plane could be a weapon.
Maybe it is.
Maybe.
Maybe that's why it's
Right.
a secret squirrel weapon, because it doesn't look like it can do much, but
It's
it
duct tape.
Maybe it shapeshifts.
Like literally.
Maybe it shapeshifts when it gets to space foil. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Right, we gotta find that picture. I mean, it's literally looks like it's got duct tape on the front of it. Like
Yeah.
it looks like it's all taped together. It's horrible. They've had it for 20-something years.
I don't know. This planet's strange. There's a lot of weird stuff here. Jay Brewski's coming with the can for Alara's highlighter fund. Thank you so much, Jay Brewski's. I really appreciate that. Because Lord knows I better keep my highlighter or we're all in trouble. You can't see it from... Wait. You can see it from the ground. Did you know that, Foil?
You can see the space Joe Dirt plane from the ground?
Yeah.
All right.
The military doesn't disclose the X-37B's precise... This makes no sense
look
to
at
me.
that.
This makes no sense. Though the military doesn't disclose the X-37B's precise orbit, keen-eyed amateur astronomers have managed to track the vehicle from the ground. And so can you, thanks to their efforts. Well, if it's a secret squirrel mission and we're not supposed to know about it or where it's at, that kind of screws that up, doesn't it? Is this a diversion? Is this plane a diversion? Mute Kate, or are you just muting yourself?
No, I just
Are
don't
you
even know.
censoring yourself?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Thanks, Rise, for the can. Highlighting intensifies.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's all colored. It's
Yeah.
all colored in, man.
I'm gonna switch to pink, just to troll myself, because we know I
right.
love to troll myself. You know.
You should use multiple colors in the same article and just make it pretty. You know, put little designs in there for the people to see, little flowers and shit. It'll be great.
Oh, check out space.com satellite tracker to see where the X-37B, also known as Joe Dirt space plane on this show, is overhead during a mission. I thought it was secret.
That's super secret right there.
Yeah, it's super secret. The view won't be dramatic. The space plane usually looks like a star of middling brightness moving across the sky. Oh, man. What is going on this planet? The missions are incredibly long. The Air Force's X-37B fact sheet states that the space plane is designed to spend 270 days or greater in orbit at a time. The vehicle has already zoomed past the 9-month marker multiple times. The first X-37B mission, known as QTV-1, stayed aloft for just 225 days, but OTV-2 and OTV-3 lasted 469 days and 674 days, respectively. OTV-4 circled Earth for a record-shattering 718 days before it landed in May of 2017, and OTV-5 then broke that mark, racking up 780 days in orbit. OTV-6 is ongoing, and it's unclear when it will end. There it is right there. Look at it.
That's so terrible.
I wish I could zoom in. She's
That's
a
so
beauty,
good.
huh?
It's so bad.
You know it's small? Wait, I'll go into that. It has NASA roots. The X-37 program started in 1999 with NASA, which initially planned to develop 2 separate vehicles. And a...
What are you laughing at?
An approach and landing test vehicle, ATLV, and an orbital vehicle, OV. But NASA transferred X-37 development to the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, also known as DARPA, in 2004. At which point, DARPA. At which point it became a classified program. So basically, NASA's doing nefarious stuff up there with Joe Dirt, so that's why now we can't know what Joe Dirt's doing. Who knows, Foil? I don't know. But NASA's but if DARPA's involved, you know they're doing something shady.
It's always shenanigans with those people.
All right, the missions have multiple names. Each flight has 2 official names, the OTV version as well as the USA variant, which is applied to most U.S. military missions. OTV-1 is also known as USA 212, for instance. In addition, OTV-6, or USA 299 if you prefer, has its own Space Force designation, USSF-7. It's got multiple names, like me, Flo.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Right?
It's got multiple names. It's a bit schizophrenic. Its missions are classified. Although the Space Force has disclosed some of the payloads have been flown aboard the X-37B, most of the space plane's gear is classified.
Oh, look, there you go. Some sort of space weapon.
Most of its gear is classified. Now, why would its
man.
gear be classified? As are the details of its orbital activities. This secrecy has led to some speculation that the vehicle is some sort of space weapon, perhaps one designed to take out or capture satellites. However, military
Capture
officials have
satellites.
always denied this notion, insisting that the Jodo spaceplane is just testing out technologies for future spacecraft and carrying various experiments up to space and back. I would think maybe they had some weird UFO stuff going on, but they don't need to do all that. They could just cloak and fly up. They don't need to get transported up by anybody.
I can see the way its
But a weapon.
bay opens. Like, they could be up there just like space jacking fools, like just taking satellites from other countries and just like, haha, we got your shit, you know.
Space
and,
jacking?
yeah, you know, like,
come
I
up
mean,
with
what
that?
else are we gonna?
Yeah.
I mean, what else are we gonna call it?
Space
Thanks
jacking.
for the cookie, Whiskey Blue.
It's a
Puff and
space
song,
jack-
or we
it's a-
riot.
It's a space jacking device.
It could be. I can totally see that.
It's little, though. I mean, look how little it is compared to the rockets. Look at this.
Oh, it's a wee thing.
Look at this. Look at how small
Right.
it is compared to the shuttle. It's just itty
Well,
bitty, guys. It's a weapon. You know it is. What other purpose would it serve, Foyle? It's a weapon.
Right.
It's gotta be. Just saying. It's tiny. The X-37B is just 29 feet, 8.8 meters long, with a wingspan of 15 feet. The now retired Space Shuttle orbiters, by contrast, were 122 feet, 37 meters long, and measured more than 78 feet, 24 meters long, from wingtip to wingtip. 2 X-37Bs could fit inside the shuttle's cavernous payload bay. Wow. 2 of them could fit in there. So it's a super secret squirrel. I don't know. You got a theory, dude? Just saying.
I gave you my theory. They could be up there jacking stuff.
You think they're up there jacking?
Hey,
and I think
be
it's
the
a
light.
weapon. And I think it's a weapon.
Yeah. Thanks for the can. White Claw and pizza for all aliens. What up, woke?
Thank you,
Good to
Be the
see you,
Light.
woke societies.
Yeah, good to see you, Scott. I saw your upgraded. He's got it pretty upgraded, man, for not having his stuff. He's moved
Well,
on.
I saw
man, to
laptop societies the other day.
Yeah, he's got it.
I did
he's
catch
got
that.
a mic out there now. He's got. I don't know if he got
Yeah, I
another
know,
one
right?
or he took it with him in the car. I don't know, but he's got a mic out there and he's looking pretty sophisticated for working off a laptop.
Doing stuff,
I'm proud
right?
of you, Scott.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Share Within with the shades. Thank you so much. Share Within. Appreciate it. So yeah, Joe Dirt Spaceplane. I think it's a weapon. You think they're space jacking, and that's
Hey.
where we're at today.
Yep.
With that, I think it's a weapon. That's what I think. All right, House Armed Services Committee approves Space National Guard challenges DoD on space programs. The House Armed Services Committee voted 57-2 to pass this version of the 2022 National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, in the overnight water. By the way, tell them what you're going to be doing on Tuesday, because this is important, you guys. You won't want to miss this. I'm being dead serious. You won't want to miss this.
Well,
Tell them.
yeah, man, if you want to know what a country is thinking, like, obviously they're never going to tell you, but if you look at how they spend their money, you can tell a lot of things. Last year, I went through the fiscal year 2021 Intelligence Authorization Act, which gets fed into this, what they're talking about, the National Defense Authorization Act. Well, fiscal year 2022 is out now. So Tuesday, I'm going to be going through what they're spending their money on. And there's some crazy stuff in there. I mean, there's some really crazy stuff in there. I mean, from, stuff about tracking domestic terrorists to, this how they're going to be monitoring smaller and mid-sized companies' AI developments and feeding them into classified facilities and
UFOs.
to the UFOs. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there. So Tuesday at 7, if you guys come by my channel, I will be going through that line by line and breaking it down.
They gotta report about the UFOs to Congress, all the going back to what is it 47? Going all the way back to 47.
They
now.
they want quarterly reports including all sightings, and then they want the reports to also include any sightings that haven't been included in the previous reports. So yes, it could stretch back. They could stretch it back as far as they want to go.
I'll trust they're getting serious when they actually start talking to experiencers. You know what I mean? I mean, I know
Right.
It's a long shot,
Well,
but I'm saying. But I mean, stuff is happening.
They're looking at the nuts and bolts of it
Right,
at the moment.
I know, and that's where they'll start. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, where was I? All right, the House Armed Services Committee voted, so you guys don't miss her breakdown of the Defense Authorization Act. That was like our first episode of Space Force News a year ago, was the one from last year. So Foil, and I will be gone. I'll be out of town. But if I can get back in time, I'll be on there with her. If not, she'll be on there by herself. But yeah, definitely go and check that out. There's a lot of good stuff in that. And she'll break it all down. So, all right. House Armed Services Committee voted, Defense Authorization Act. In overnight hours, September 2nd, after a 16-hour markup session, the bill has several provisions on national security, space policy, and DoD procurement of space technologies. National security space provisions in the bill. Procurement of commercial space technology. The bill includes legislation proposed by Rogers that prohibits the Space Force from starting a new procurement in-house until the services determines that there is no commercial alternative that can be procurement from the open market. Service Acquisition Executive for Space Systems and Programs may not establish a program of record for the Space Force unless the Service Acquisition Executive first determines that there is no commercially available capability that would meet the threshold objectives for that proposed program and submits to the Congressional Defense Committees such determination. Space Force capabilities to combat threats. The U.S. Space Force has to provide a report to defense committees on the most likely and most dangerous threats to U.S. space dominance in the short and long term, a plan to mitigate them, and the capabilities needed to implement that plan. Next generation satellite communications. The Space Force has to provide a report on how it will transition to the next generation satellites that will replace the Advanced Extremely High Frequency, AEHF, for classified communications. Impact of space debris. There we go, Foil. Getting some attention on that. The HASC says it is concerned about the impact of space debris on the Space Development Agency's satellites in low Earth orbit. The committee is interested in better understanding defense investments in technologies that may reduce future space debris, including non-toxic or non-reactive alternatives to Hall thrusters. Resilient positioning, navigation, and timing. The committee wants to hear from DoD on its plan to increase the resilience of space systems that provide positioning, navigation, and timing. The committee is aware of significant vulnerabilities to the Global Positioning System enterprise, its associated PNT infrastructure. The committee urges the Department of Defense to fully leverage technologies to harden and reinforce PNT infrastructure and directs DoD to submit a strategy to address current and projected vulnerabilities in GPS infrastructure and its plan to increase resilience. U.S. Space Command Headquarters. An amendment introduced by Lamborn says no funds authorized to be appropriated by this bill may be used for new U.S. Space Command Headquarters building until the Government Accountability Office and DoD Inspector General reviews are completed. Let's see. Other space-related provisions were added by Smith in his chairman's mark. Requires the National Space Council to consolidate interagency priorities to further promote verifiable international rules-based order in space. Allows for the Secretary of the Air Force to establish a Service Acquisition Executive for Space as soon as possible, but no later than October 1st of 2022. Directs the Chief of Space Operations of the U.S. Space Force and the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Space Policy to conduct a classification review of all Space Force programs to determine if any programs should be less classified or declassified. Supports. It's a lot of reading, man.
Thirsty?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it is like 85 degrees in here, so yeah.
I can imagine.
Supports. I cannot wait till winter, till the weather change, till my birthday. It always cools off right on my birthday. And that is the only reason I'm excited about my birthday this year, because I'm definitely not excited to be getting another year older. But I'm excited for the winter to come. It doesn't matter anyways, does it? Kind of. Supports Phase 2 of the National Security Space Launch Program and requires DoD to provide a report on efforts to continue innovation and competition in launch, with particular focus on requirements for space access, mobility, and logistics. Highlights the need for tactically responsive space launch and requires the Secretary of Defense to provide a plan, including funding, on how this program will be executed in future years' defense programs. Requires briefings on the Space Force proposed Space Warfare Analysis Center and requirements for experimental space launch activities. Woo! That was intense.
A lot of words.
Yeah.
Right?
Woo, that was
a lot
intense.
of words.
Yeah, I know. That was intense. Where am I here? Okay. We're still in space news? We are. We're still in space. A lot of space news today. Okay, Azimuth may become the Space Force's cadet selection tool. This sounds really interesting. I mean, just off of what they're saying on the surface. The Air Force Academy hopes to tempt and test potential future Space Force Guardians with a summer program called Azimuth. This is like what's that, space camp? Oh, I wanted to go there so bad when I was a kid.
Everybody
Did you
wanted
want
to go to
space camp?
I absolutely wanted to go to space camp.
Oh, I wanted to go so bad. I would still go if they let me go to space
Man,
camp.
hell yeah.
I would still be into it. But this is not
Right.
like space camp. This sounds a lot cooler than space camp, right? And you're not really like a kid when you go, but kind of, you know. Summer program called Azimuth, much in the way that the Marine Corps' Leatherneck program evaluates Naval Academy midshipmen who may become Marines. Azimuth would go beyond just evaluating prospective Guardians by also helping to inform and motivate cadets. What's going to motivate them? What's going to be their motivation?
Right.
Ooh, man, if I could only.
I don't know.
Yeah. In part with unique opportunities that would only become available in real life to future astronauts. So they got to pass some kind of super secret squirrel test, and if they pass it, then they get invited to like into the really cool secret squirrel stuff. Basically,
They better have to pass some kind of test.
they're gonna test your secret squirrel abilities. They're probably gonna probably gonna like, I don't know. I got all kinds of ideas of what
I know,
they could
it's definitely like
do.
grown
Bust an
folks
alien.
space camp.
Just put like a little alien there and see how you react to it. You know what I mean? Then take it away. You're imagining stuff.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
There wasn't an alien there.
See if you tell anybody, right?
Yeah, see if you tell anybody, see how you react to it, right?
Mhm.
That's what I would do. If I was in charge of the Super Secret Squirrel Space Program, dude, that's how I'd figure it out. You know what I mean? I'd
Super
start
Secret
there.
Squirrel Space Program.
Yeah. Azimuth would kick off in the summer of 2022 with 20 to 30 cadets delivered in weekly segments, each intended to motivate, inform, and evaluate. That could get interesting. My mind is wandering on what that could possibly be. We would
Keep
do
going
things.
left.
We would do things that are getting cadets excited about space in general. What would get them excited about space in general, Foyle?
I don't know. You better tell me I get to go to space.
The only thing that would
Like,
get
that's what I
exciting
wanna
is
hear.
if you took me to space, right?
Right?
Stargate.
Like something.
I don't know. You let me go through Stargate to another planet, I might be all in. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
I'd be like, I'll sign up. I'm cool. I'd be motivated. You know what I mean? I'd be motivated. I'd be
Drop
like,
some secret documents or
Right,
something. Like, I'd be
right.
cool with that.
They'd be like, you weren't on another planet. You're tripping. You know what I mean? You could always just deny, and get out of it, right?
Secret
would motivate-
handshake. I'm with that, Jay Brewskis. Do we get to learn the secret handshake? That's all I want, right?
Ideas for week 1 considered the motivational week. Includes experiments simulating what it's like to go to space, such as zero-G free fall virtual reality or scuba. Oh, I'll bet you their virtual reality is off the chain.
I bet.
I'll bet you it's nuts. That's how they're going to test them and motivate them. Proper motivation. Like to go to space, just zero-G free fall virtual. It's not going to be the Gravitron. Remember that thing in the carnival we used to spin around
Man,
in?
I love that thing. I love all those
Gravitron.
rackety, rickety, freaking carnival
Oh,
rides.
those
Some
are
things
great.
are great.
The Gravitron was the
Right.
best. And there was always like 2 or 3 kids that would puke whenever it started
Yeah,
spinning.
right.
And we would
Sick
just
as
laugh.
hell.
That's terrible. Well, don't get on the Gravitron then. You know, what do you
Right.
expect? Very much like what NASA pre-astronaut program would be, right? This is like super cool space camp is what it is. Like a more
Yeah, it sounds like
advanced, modern version of space camp. Critics have told Greenlaw the astronaut training has no relationship to the jobs Guardians are now doing. Has no relationship to the jobs Guardians are now doing. But he counters that it may in the future. So whatever they're doing, Guardians might be doing in the future, but they're not doing right now. But this is what's going to motivate them and train them.
Yeah, you
Just
better
saying.
tell me I get to go to space. That's what I want to hear.
Could be interesting. It's a chance to get motivated, excited, and informed about space, but also evaluate them to see if they're the kind of people we want in the Space Force. Dun, dun, dun. Week 2, conceived as the informative week, might involve visiting some of the military space facilities near Colorado Springs, current home to U.S. Space Command, and 2 of the Space Force field commands, Space Operations Command and Space Training and Readiness Command. Cadets would have the opportunity to speak to Guardians and learn what they do. Look at that. You get to go to the basic. Week 2 also might include aspects of their curriculum such as orbitology and war fighting in the space domain. At the end of the week,
Orbitology.
orbitology.
That's
what is that?
super official.
Yeah, we don't know. At the end of that
The
week,
ology of orbits, clearly.
we would have some type of war games. fun.
Hey, I'm down for
right?
war games.
Some
right?
type of war games where they're starting to use the strategy piece of everything that they learned in that week. So whatever it is, the strategy piece that you learned in that week, you're going to play war games at the end.
I'm down.
This sounds exciting. I want to go. Week 3 is evaluation week. It could include teamwork training, tests such as leadership reaction, and high ropes courses, a maze, and possibly sensory deprivation training. Oh, look at that.
I'm a fan of sensory deprivation tanks. I think we talked about this.
They're
They
going to
have
see
some
what
of
they
those
can
places
do in sensory
around here.
Oh, they're going to see what they can do in sensory deprivation. That's cool, right? Another difference between Leatherneck and Azimuth is when in their academic careers, students decide which service to pursue. Leatherneck takes place between a student's junior and senior year, with students deciding if they want to become a Marine during their senior year. Air Force Academy cadets must decide in their junior year, meaning the program must take place the summer after their sophomore year. Look at that there, man.
Sounds
Exciting
like fun.
stuff. It sounds like a lot of fun that we'll never get to know about. You know what I mean? You feeling me? That's okay. We do the Space Force News. That's really exciting. You know? We
Right.
Go on the internet, do the Space Force News. All right, so where are we at? We still got... No, we're moving on now. We are going to move on now. About time. All right, where are we?
The King of Mars.
Pop Secret says altered states. Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah, man. Altered states of consciousness. One can get a lot done when they learn how to embrace and use that. I got a lot of reading assigned to me today. Well,
yes, you did. Yeah, that was a lot.
I got the command and
That was a lot.
control center. I got like a ton of reading. You know,
Yep.
my job is legit today. Let me tell you. SpaceX private Inspiration 4 mission is a go for launch on September 15th. SpaceX's first all-civilian launch is officially go for launch. Inspiration 4 and SpaceX have completed our flight readiness review and remain on track for launch. The mission, called Inspiration 4, is set to blast off from NASA's Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida on September 15th. The crew of 4 private citizens will strap into a Crew Dragon spacecraft and blast off on a 3-day journey, on a 3-day tour around the Earth.
Right?
Let's check this out.
It actually looks cool. They got a little bubble they can stick their head up out of and look
Yeah,
at
I was going to show them the bubble. I was going to show them the bubble.
Oh, does it have it in
about
there?
2 weeks until the two of you launch to space for the first time and spend...
No, that wasn't the video I wanted to see. Where's their little dome? Look at their little dome.
There, look at that.
That's really cool. All right. Hold on.
Right.
I wasn't going to play that video. I was just kidding. That was a tease. That was just a teaser. I'm not really playing it. I do that sometimes.
Don't be a tease, Alara.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry. Liftoff is expected on September 15th with a backup launch date of September 16th. The exact liftoff time will be determined just a few days before launch. Once in orbit, the crew will circle the Earth for 3 days before splashing down in the Atlantic Ocean. Look at the girl in her bubble. Like, that's the view you get. Right?
She's cheesing like, yay!
She's like, this is cool. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The window, inspired by the cupola on the International Space Station, will provide the crew with incredible views of the Earth while they go on their little 3-day tour of planet Earth. So we're excited for them.
That is kind of exciting.
That's excellent news. SpaceX's newest drone ship returns to port after its first rocket landing at sea. SpaceX's newest drone ship, a short fall of gravitas, ASOG, also known as, we'll call it ASOG.
He names stuff the weirdest.
I know.
Yeah, like just the weirdest shit.
We can't control him. Arrived in port Tuesday, August 31st, with its first catch secured to its deck. The booster, dubbed B-1061 by SpaceX, launched just 2 days prior, carrying a Cargo Dragon spacecraft to the International Space Station for NASA. The massive ship is the newest in SpaceX trio of drone ships, which are designed to serve as floating landing platforms for the company's rockets to land on. It joins Just Read the Instructions to serve as the recovery vessel for SpaceX East Coast launch operations, while the company's most prolific ship, Of Course I Still Love You, has moved to the West Coast. The massive ship reached the port's entrance around 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning, waiting patiently for its escort tugs to help pull it into the SpaceX docks. And there it is. Isn't that exciting? SpaceX built 2 drone ships that would recover its first stage boosters so they could refly multiple times. And as the company's launch cadence has increased, the need for another ship has become apparent. Am I supposed to play this? I think so.
So next I have a quick video for you about SpaceX's brand new autonomous drone ship named a Shortfall of Gravitas. So our other two, we have...
Oh, come on now.
Oh,
really?
Thanks for the cookie, John the Greek. Hi.
Hi, John the Greek. This isn't cool. All right, what happens if I... Oh, come on now.
Uh-oh.
I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I've had enough techno problems there. We're not going to have any more. I've decided. Where did the video go? Now it's just MIA?
Yep.
Oh,
no video for you.
They're screwing with us. Come on, where's the sound?
About SpaceX's brand new autonomous drone ship named a Shortfall of Gravitas. So our other two, we have two other in the fleet, are dividing up. Of Course I Still Love You is now on the West Coast to support SpaceX's launch operations there, while Just Read the Instructions remains here to support East Coast operations alongside a Shortfall of Gravitas. So we'll have two here on the East Coast. Backing up a little bit, so as with previous missions, after completing its segment, the first stage rocket will return to Earth and land on one of SpaceX's autonomous drone ships out at sea. And this will be the first time that we've used this newest vessel in the fleet, and it comes with some great upgrades. So it was designed and built to travel out to sea, find its position, receive the rocket, and then actually secure the rocket to the ship all robotically. We have what we call it the Octograbber robot that secures the 4 landing legs of the rocket to the ship, and then travel back to port for it to be offloaded completely autonomously, which is a huge upgrade. So we're in the final phases of testing out all of that capability. And so this mission, I believe, will actually just utilize it similar to our other vehicles, where our other recovery vessels, where it will be pulled out with a tugboat, and then it will autonomously keep its position from there. But I'm really excited to see this vehicle come online, and we really needed it. We needed a third vehicle to support the high launch cadence that we're seeing at SpaceX.
She's a lot more excited than I am.
I was just going to say she is super freaking excited, man.
Super excited, dude. Classical Chick says she's hopping over from DSN. Yeah, shout out to Jeff. Happy birthday, Jeff.
Yeah, happy birthday.
I was over there today. What's going on, Philly Q? Belushi, thank you for the... Let's go ahead.
After you.
No, go ahead. I'll line up the next.
What were you gonna say? It's my what? Thank you for the can, Belushi, and for the cookie, John the Greek. He says Belushi sent me over here. Well, we're glad that he did, and thank you, Classical Chick, for the cookie.
Yeah, thanks, Belushi.
I'm late for everything. Don't feel bad, right?
She's always late, literally, always late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do we got up next? Let's see, more Elon news, because it's just so exciting to listen to Elon news.
He's my favorite evil overlord, dude.
All right, so Doge. So we got more Doge, Elon, briefly. Important, Elon Musk backs major Dogecoin upgrade as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Solana send the crypto market price towards $2.3 trillion. Tesla chief executive Elon Musk has weighed in on major Dogecoin upgrade designed to secure the Dogecoin blockchain and reduce transaction fees, calling it important. The update helps secure the network and lower the transaction fees. They went on to outline how the Dogecoin upgrade will affect the network, with 205 computers currently running the newest update, but more nodes need to be upgraded. Once a higher percentage of new nodes are running, a new update will be released. Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin at the beginning of the year and continues to hold it as its balance sheet, even as Musk gives Dogecoin his backing. So yeah, there you have it.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Right.
Surprise. What? Did we miss one?
Sean Joe says, I could see Foil piloting that floating landing station. I'd be out there in the ocean just wiling out with that thing.
I
what
would
do you
live
mean?
on that ship. Are you kidding me?
Right.
I could live at sea. Do
you remember when they were
selling?
selling that used aircraft carrier? It was only like $1 million. Now, granted, they had taken all the weapons and shit off it. I posted it on Twitter. I was like, anybody that wants to throw in, like, let's buy this floating aircraft carrier, like this aircraft for a freaking $1 million, and yeah, just go live on it. We could just
cruise around,
be out in international waters doing whatever,
we could
right?
Put plants on there. We could build. Yeah, I'm into it. I could see where it could go.
I was totally a fan.
I would almost sub that out for my treehouse on the beach, maybe.
Bruh. I would totally, I love tree houses, but I would rock with the aircraft carrier all day.
We could live on the aircraft carrier, and then we could just cruise in somewhere where no one lives, and we could build a tree house on the beach.
Yeah, we could just claim an island.
Park. That's right. See?
Right.
Great minds think alike. I could have
what
both.
I'm saying, man.
I could have an aircraft carrier and a treehouse on the beach with no people around. Except for the other people on the aircraft.
On the aircraft carrier.
Which would be, what?
I'm with that.
Hundreds?
Those would be cool. You know, no, we get, maybe 100 people like our people. Yeah, definitely more than 2. Right? That'd be shenanigans, dude. Can you imagine us trying to drive an aircraft carrier, freaking direct it? It'd be a freaking nightmare, man.
Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal. Yeah, tie a ribbon around the tree and see if, see what happens. See if there kind of creatures live there and what's really going on over there. If there's, we could use the technology on the aircraft carrier to scan for beans in the lake.
Right, we could do all kinds of experiments. We could build anti-grav stuff. We could do all kinds of stuff with an aircraft carrier, man.
And we could launch them directly from our spacecraft carrier. Our aircraft carrier. What is it called? An aircraft carrier. Right?
Aircraft carrier.
But we'll convert it to a spacecraft carrier. It could be a
spacecraft carrier.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So Elon Musk says that we need universal basic income because in the future, physical work will be a choice. That's great. Right. Tesla CEO Elon Musk is stepping behind the universal basic income movement because of the potential rise of robots that he's building. In fact, he's working on one himself. During the Thursday presentation on artificial intelligence, also known as AI, hosted by Tesla, Musk said that he is working on creating a Tesla bot, a robot that would do dangerous, repetitive, and boring tasks. So humans don't have to. But Musk recognized, like changing the cat litter. I'd be okay with the robot changing the cat litter. I'd be fine with that. The robot's not gonna cook though. I cook, and I don't care if there's knives involved. I cook. The robot doesn't cook. It can change the cat litter. I'll allow it. Scrub the toilet. It can do that. I'll allow it.
Yeah, but they're already. Yeah, we can definitely get the toilet scrubbing robots. Thank you, Belushi, for the cookie.
What's your robot
my crypto is crushing it. My personal robot.
Yeah. What's your robot gonna do? What are you cool with it doing and what are you not cool with it taking over? It's not gardening. I'm not going to let it garden. No watering, no gardening. That's my job.
I don't know. I might have it fight other robots, like for money.
Robot wars in your backyard?
Robot wars, yes. Like Fight Club, like Robot Fight Club. I think that's what I would do with it. And nobody can talk about it. That'd be the first rule, for sure. I'm convinced. That's it. I'm sold. Just talked myself into it right now. That's what I want to do.
Like we could have Robot Wars. I was so into that. I was so into that show
when it
came out. I caught myself saying that to somebody once too, and it sounded so geeky, and I had to sort of say something cool to get out of it.
No.
I was like, do you watch Robot Wars?
Awesome.
I was like, do you watch Robot Wars? I was like, that sounded so geeky. Like I just said that, didn't I? Yeah, but then I'm like, no, whatever. I am a geek. Like I'm totally a science geek, and I'm into kind of. I was into robots before they started taking over the world. Now I'm not so much into them.
They always have been, man. They were always going to take over the world.
I was into rockets before I realized the way cooler stuff that we have.
There were ships.
Now I'm totally not into rockets anymore. You know what I mean? John the Greek I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm eating stems and caps and hanging with you. Well, that's great, John the Greek.
We are all Shroomin' beings around here, man. For sure.
Hey, I bet that's a great experience eating shrooms and caps and watching Space Force News, right?
Right.
Especially when me and Foyle go completely left. Rise of Tire with Can, invest in Hex crypto.
Whoop, whoop.
All right. More highlighter. That's right.
And Jay Brewskis with the shades.
A little more.
Thank you.
Only a little more. And only a little more. Okay, where were we? Dangerous, repetitive, boring tasks so humans don't have to, but Musk recognized the creation of this robot might take the place of jobs that people are currently getting paid for, which is why he said a guaranteed income will likely be necessary in the future. Essentially, in the future, physical work will be a choice, Musk said during the presentation, and this is why I think long-term there will need to be a universal basic income. Musk said that the robot will be friendly, define friendly, standing at a height of 5'8" and reaching speeds of up to 5 miles per hour. But if its creation goes to plan, it will take many people's jobs. And if it doesn't go to plan, it's just going to kick your ass and eliminate you. So, Yeah,
they've been
your job,
telling us.
Whoop your ass.
They've been telling us that Dennis Bushnell, that stuff I had when I was doing Robot Wars with Belushi or Robot Rants with Belushi the other day. Mm-hmm. They told us they're going to take all the jobs, not some of the jobs, all of the jobs.
John the Greek says I'm glowing. Apparently I glow when people are on mushrooms. This is interesting.
Hey.
Tell us more,
Right? Hey.
Yeah. All right.
Whee!
Woohoo! All right, where were we? I know where we are now. I think.
Oh wait, Rise gifted the can. He said one time me and my buddy were shrooming. We laughed so hard his cell phone exploded. What? True story. Hey.
How does that happen? That's special talent.
I also have some stories I could tell, but I will not do that
About
here.
mushrooms on Space Force News. Is that entirely appropriate, Foil? Doesn't matter. Not.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, so on that note. Multiple planes are ready to take U.S. citizens and green card holders out of Afghanistan, but the Taliban won't let them leave, officials say.
Yes. So apparently these planes have been ready to go for like 6 days. The story just broke today because they're trying to get attention drawn to the fact that there are 6 planes sitting at an airstrip in Mazar-e-Sharif that the people are there. They're waiting to get loaded onto the plane. Taliban won't let them leave. Won't give them clearance to go anywhere. Some of them are American citizens. A lot of them are, just Afghans that are looking to get out of the country. But I mean, they're basically holding them hostage right now. They want the U.S. to capitulate to certain things they haven't yet. They want their money. They want the money that the Afghan central bank has. They want that stuff released. I mean, anything they can do to make this harder, that is what they're doing. But so there's a group called Ascend. That they have 2 planes themselves that have been waiting for 6 days, ready to take between 612 people, including American citizens and permanent residents, out of the country, and they just won't let them leave, which is kind of ignorant.
What about the situation is not ignorant, really?
Man, I'm not even going to go on a tangent. The whole thing pisses me off. Like, this entire situation just makes me extremely angry.
All right, so were we supposed to play this news clip? No? Yeah?
No. I mean, you don't have to. I was going to try and kind of go through this quickly because I know in like 5 minutes you're going to be like,
oh, this is the Northern Alliance clip is the one we were going to play. Okay, my bad. Here we go. This one. This one, Foil, this one.
Now we're getting these pictures from Panjshir. What we're getting to know is that the resistance forces blew up a mountain in the area of the Dana after thousands of Taliban fighters entered Panjshir and they were trapped inside the valley, is what we're getting to know. These are the latest pictures that we're getting from the Panjshir valley. As per our reporters on the ground, thousands of Taliban fighters are trapped inside the valley after the resistance forces blew up a mountain. As per the latest statement of the Northern Alliance, the Taliban are surrounded in the Dasht-e-Rivat area and all their vehicles and equipments have been left behind because of the mountain blast. We will have reactions also on the phone. We will have experts joining us on the phone line to give us more perspective on what is happening there. Brigadier Ponwar is joining us on the phone line right now. Brigadier Ponwar, if we are seeing these pictures of
this goes on for a while.
I don't know how much you were going to play that. What's interesting about this is this Panjshir region is like it's very easy to hold and very hard for them to come in and try and take. And there was an Afghan politician that had actually tweeted out, like, trying to get like people, now is the time to take your weapons and resist. He says the Taliban, they were coming into the Panjshir region with the majority of their forces. The politician was saying the Taliban only left like maybe 100 people in each province, and they sent the rest to this very mountainous region trying to take it over. Well, now they're trapped. They made a mess of it. And he was saying like, now is the time. Like, let's resist. I mean, there is an Afghan resistance to the Taliban, that the media is clearly not covering. And and there are people fighting for their homeland at this point. Unfortunately, it's not the capital city, which is the only media coverage that we get, but they've got politicians trying to call people to arms at this point. And, they literally blew up a mountain and trapped a whole bunch of Taliban fighters that were trying to make their way into this region.
Yeah, I remember hearing about the Northern Alliance many, many years ago, man, when this all started over there in the Middle East. Suit Wonder Mod says, stop getting mad, Foil, and figure out what they are doing, purpose, and what they're up to.
Oh, I mean, we know what they're, I mean, we know, I think we know what this is. Like, I mean, I think we know what this is. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to get into that a little bit here with the next one. Go ahead, click to the next
Jaspar says, how far is that away from the airport?
What, from which airport? The one I was just talking about, Mazar-i Sharif, or the? Oh, this is quite a ways.
Yeah,
this is quite a ways away from because Kabul is the capital, and this is a farther province up in the mountains.
All right, so Afghanistan Taliban to rely on Chinese funds, spokesperson says.
Yeah, I know that we like to rail against endless wars and we need to bring the troops home and stuff, and I agree, but strategically Afghanistan, we were already there. We were holding it with a minimal amount of troops, and it gave us a base. It gave us a base of operations against the encroachment of Russia and China, and even the impact of the fact that, I mean, we could never control Pakistan. The Taliban that was heavy in Pakistan, like we had a local area that we could control them from without having to worry about launching from like Qatar or something. Okay, I mean, it was, I think it was we shouldn't have let it go. We shouldn't have let it go. Eventually, I think whether they would have been able to hold it or not, its strategic value to us was enough to warrant our staying. But nevertheless, we're here now. And now what we're seeing, as I've said from the beginning, is that China is going to be running the show there. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was talking about how most of the money that was given to the Afghan government by the United States is held overseas by the Afghan central bank. The Taliban does not have access to this money right now, and they want it. They want the money freed up, right? The Taliban may have taken the country, but holding it is a whole different thing. Like, how are they going to continue to maintain the infrastructure there? I mean, something as simple as the internet, right? Like, what are they going to do in the long term? They have to get help from somewhere. And so naturally, China was right there. We talked about what they did in Iran, the Belt and Road Initiative, how they've been making headways, reconfiguring the geopolitical status of countries in the Middle East. Like, they've been at this. Africa, South America, like, they talk about the American imperialist tendencies, but this is what China is doing, right? They're talking smack about it, but this is what they're doing. They're doing the same thing, and they're doing it extremely quickly and extremely effectively. So in any case, now, as you can see, Taliban is going to be relying on Chinese funds. A spokesperson said, Taliban spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid has told an Italian newspaper that the group will rely primarily on financing from China following the withdrawal of foreign troops from Afghanistan and its takeover of the country. They said they're going to go in, they're going to start with some projects that, the new Silk Road, Belt and Road Initiative. They're going to start with an infrastructure initiative where China wants to, open up what they're saying trade routes. But it's funny because in the same article, they mentioned that there are rich copper mines and other mines in the country, which now, thanks to the Chinese, can be put back into operation and modernized. Like, we know why they're there.
Right.
We talked about all of the rare earth
stuff and the opium trade.
Elements and minerals that are there, and the opium. And it, what's funny, and I'm going to say it anyway. What's funny is I just was seeing on Twitter maybe 2 days ago, people were commenting on how the Biden administration was talking about either lessening penalties related to fentanyl distribution in the United States.
Yes.
Of all things.
Yes. That's crazy. I forgot about that.
Of all things, the fentanyl's coming from China, man.
Yep.
We just gave up
Straight up.
Afghanistan to China,
Straight
man.
up, yeah.
Like, what are you doing,
It's
bro?
all connected, dude. It's all connected. I thought that was a trip, too. I was like, they're doing what? Lessening the penalty for fentanyl?
Like, are you crazy?
Hello.
Can't imagine why.
China's about to take
shenanigans, man.
China's about to take over the opium trade, man.
Bruh. Like, I mean, they already, like, I know I've talked about it on here, how they are integrated with South American cartels already. They've got labs in South America and shipping routes and whatever else. Like, this shit is all tied together, dude.
Oh, this is the next one. Project in El Salvador shows how China is exerting growing power in America's backyard.
Exactly. And so the Chinese were trying to purchase an island off the coast of El Salvador that they wanted to use as a port and like a manufacturing zone. And this is something we see repeated all over. They bought an island off the coast of Australia, for God's sakes. Like, they're going around and putting these ports and manufacturing zones in these very strategically located positions that gives them a grip on every area globally. Like, they have a foothold in every individual area globally, and they're just expanding. So 2 years ago, they had put up this proposal. They wanted to buy this island off the coast of El Salvador, and Americans threw a fit, and El Salvador kind of backed down. Well, it's awfully funny. That was 2 years ago. Now it's moving forward. Of course, it's moving forward now.
Lucid Leopard says Depop is the agenda. I mean, when you think about that, with it coupled with everything else, a booming opiate trade again, that's going to eliminate some folks too.
Yes, Rise, give me a minute. And Rise, thank you for the can. Foil, can you give a sauce to that fentanyl shit you just said I need to tell people? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Give me a minute. And when Alara starts talking about something, I will find it and pull the link and put it in the chat for you.
While I'm doing UFOs?
Yeah, I'll find it. Give me a minute, Rise, and I'll get it for you. But it's crazy because 2 years ago, who was in office? This shit got shut down. Now this is moving forward, right? Where they're going to have this island, the ports where they can put ships, man. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. In any case, yeah, multiple ports in this hemisphere. Now, and I mean, we used to be
just literally reversing everything that was done in the previous 4 years. Just it's all getting untangled, reversed, and just it's nuts.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it was the Monroe Doctrine where it was like, you don't anybody come over here messing with South America. Period. Like, that was the policy of our government, was like, do not come over here messing with South America. This is our, like this is our, yes. Right. And we were serious about that, but now
not so much. Now, not so much. Isn't that interesting?
I'm pretty sure that's right. I think it was the Monroe Doctrine, but yeah, it's crazy.
All right, man. Well, on that note, guess what time it is, guys?
Whoop, whoop. Right.
Whoop. All right, here we go.
Nature break.
It's about that time. All right, let's get us off the screen for these nifty. We got a few nature breaks, guys. This is exciting. More than one, and they're all cool. Isn't that whale magnificent? Man. Wow.
Yeah, he's huge.
Wow. Is that him making that noise, too?
I think some of that is the boat's motor, maybe. I can't really hear it. I can't really tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no, that might have been him.
Wow. Yeah, we need to leave them folks alone. Yep. Us human beings need to check ourselves and leave those ocean folks alone. I'm serious.
Man.
Those are magnificent creatures.
Aren't
Us
they beautiful?
We act stupid sometimes, I'm telling you. Some of the stuff we do.
Being goddamn fat!
This is great.
I just want to be skinny!
I'm so fucking sick of being goddamn fat. I just want to be skinny. I'm so fucking sick of being goddamn fat. I just want to be skinny.
You know me, I'm not a big TikTok fan, but that one, yeah. You make it bigger? Yeah, right? There we go. That horse lost it, man. Look, look, look. Oh, that's great. What's this guy doing?
Right? He's mad at that dude. He thinks he took his ball.
You think homeboy took his ball, man?
Uh-huh.
He's pissed. He wants his ball back. All right, what do we got else? What do we got else?
I don't know. I sent you like 10 of them. Oh, yeah, this is cute.
Aww.
Right? It's like, hey, 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 wait, we're not done. Wait a minute.
Oh, look, look, look. Aww.
Look, hey. You know you want a cat, Alara.
I do
right
not.
now.
I'm not giving in.
You want one right now?
No.
Yes, right now.
No.
Rise, I dropped that link for you. Here, I'll do it again so you can grab it. Here, I'll put it in YouTube too.
You're,
where else?
You're working on me with this video too. You're like, Alara, get a cat.
I know. Look, he puts his little ears back like, hey,
everywhere.
Hey.
Yeah, but I wouldn't end up with a cat that cool. Trust me, I'd end up with an asshole cat. We'd be constantly battling for, you know, dominance or something. I don't know what that's what would happen to me. You guys know that's what would happen to me. I wouldn't get a peaceful, loving, hey, come here, give me a hug. That's not the kind of cat I'd end up with.
All right, while I'm over here on D Live, thank you, Nick Houston, Biblical, and Julie65 for the lemons. Much love, guys.
Yeah,
and there's the link if you want to see about how Biden's being with the fentanyl.
At least I already have the cat's name if I do get one. I already have that worked out. So
oh, you have a name picked? Alara. Don't tell me about how you ain't gonna have a cat, man.
No, the stray cat that never comes around anymore is, you know, I would just give it the stray cat's name that I named. That doesn't come around. That doesn't, so it doesn't count. It doesn't.
You're gonna recycle names?
I'm gonna recycle the stray cat's name.
That's messed up, dude.
I couldn't. Coming up with a new one's a challenge for me. Okay, so let's just calm down. Science. All right, man. Let's get into some science here. Biologists just got closer to the DNA secrets that stop species from interbreeding.
Oh yeah, this is that weird. This is that weird stuff. You know, they talk about junk DNA. Like we hear a lot about junk DNA, but how, you know,
there's no such thing.
It's not junk DNA. It does something, right? Well, they think they figured out now. And they use, for example, the genetic similarities between like humans and chimps, right? Very, very close, like 90, whatever it is, 97, 98% similarity, right? The differences are in this junk DNA, but they think now that this junk DNA may be what prevents from interspecies breeding, right? As if we need to figure that, like that's a problem that we need to solve. Like, come on, man.
The big problem on planet Earth.
Yeah, right. You can't mate with the cow. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what? This is not an issue. We should even be, whatever, man. So they did a new study that suggests, like, seriously, like they really want to make hybrid man bear pig.
You know what?
Like, they want
Thumper
man bear pig.
said if you name it, it will come, and then Frightening Me at the same time said if you feed it, it will come. No, you don't know where I live. Nothing lives here. You can't just put food out and something will come. Nothing will come. Absolutely nothing, because nothing survives where I live. Nothing. Trust me, you got to go and purchase a cat, get it on loan. You got to go to a store. There's no just wrangling one up in the wild. They don't exist. If they lived outside and were stray here, they'd be dead. You know what I mean? So that's the trouble. Okay, I'm sorry, Fool. Go ahead. Continue.
No, that's all right. And yes, French dweller, a hippo and a giraffe. Like, you know, who knows? Like they want. I mean, ultimately, what they're saying, this study suggests that this satellite DNA, right? Which is non-coding DNA, long, repetitive, it looks like nonsensical strings in the genetic material, that it's the reason that different species can't successfully breed with each other. Now, they have not made the modification to allow for this to happen, allegedly. Right? But that's what they're working on. Right? I mean, weren't we just talking on this show like a couple of weeks ago about that show Sweet Tooth? Isn't that what it's called or whatever on Netflix about the hybrids?
You would know about
like,
that. I never watched that show. I don't even have Netflix, so I wouldn't know about that show.
It was an article I had pulled for Space Force News, and we were talking about it. I think that's what it's called. We were talking about, I mean, you know, ultimately.
Sorry. Bruh, cat wrangling is illegal,
I think. Cat
wrangling?
wrangling? I know, right? I love cat wrangling. That sounds fun. Yeah, well, in any case, ultimately, they're trying to break down these barriers so, you know, you can have a human dog baby, I guess. I don't know. They did get it to work on fruit flies, though. But the things died really quick. But, again, they're fruit flies. Imagine that.
Great. My life is complete now that I know that.
Yeah,
what do we got up next?
Interbreeding in the fruit flies? Right?
Yeah. What is this? The fifth dimension, Foil.
The fifth dimension.
Which we all know exists. We all know we're going there, so just, you know, buckle up.
Well, I don't think that's
lightning.
Sorry, Be the Light. I can't help it.
I'm going to troll you because you do it to me, Foil, so I'm going to troll you now.
That's all right. You go right ahead, ma'am.
Yeah.
You go right ahead.
Let's talk about the fifth dimension that I know nothing about.
We think of things in terms of like primarily 3D, like an X, Y, Z axis, right? Like up, down, left, right, you know, front, back, whatever. Okay. With another dimension of time, with, you know, the fourth dimension being time. This is how we tend to think of our world. Well, what they're saying is that this is not necessarily the case. There may be a fifth dimension that would be an extra dimension of space, but that it's wrapped so tightly that it's smaller than an atom, and that this fifth dimension may be responsible for potentially dark matter, but also some of the effects on different forces that we see in the world, electromagnetic forces, gravitational forces, like that this fifth dimension of space would definitely have a pronounced effect on this. It may be accountable for, like I said, even some of the stuff we're seeing with dark matter. Now, this was discredited for quite a while. Like, people had theorized that it was discredited for quite a while. But when we saw, you know, the emergence of string theory, things really started to make a lot more sense. You know, string theory sees basically not the fundamental pieces of the universe being particles, but they're like vibrating strings, like these little vibrating strings. So these strings, according to the theory, I know some people, string theory, like people get really amped about that.
The inspector gets super triggered by that, dude. If I even bring it up.
Yeah, it's hogwash, whatever. But in string theory, you know, the strings would actually vibrate in a 10-dimensional space-time. You know, there's in 6 dimensions that are these extra dimensions of space that are rolled up smaller than atoms, right? So this kind of gave rise to the idea that our 3 dimensions might be like kind of like an island floating in this 10-dimensional space-time, right? Which would explain why gravity is extremely weak compared with other fundamental forces, you know, and basically that's why gravity's strength would be so diluted. Now, in 2021, there was a group of physicists from a university in Germany that proposed that possibly the gravity of unknown particles hidden in this 5th dimension could manifest itself in our 4-dimensional universe as the extra gravity that we currently attribute to dark matter. So this is actually kind of a big thing, potentially, you know, as far as physics goes. I mean, clearly they're looking into it more, but
we understand so very little.
Seems kind of solid to me,
especially mainstream academia. So I'm glad there's even.
Well, I mean, the stuff can give you it can give you a headache trying to, you know, I mean, trying to sort it all out and read through it, especially if, you know, if it's not your thing.
Right.
So a lot of people tend to brush it off. But I mean, that could be a potentially huge development.
Well, I want to go. That's all I know. I'm ready to go. I'm super bored with 3. Let me tell you, I'm super bored with 3. 4 doesn't sound very exciting. Sounds like kind
Michelle,
of a nightmare.
thank you.
No pun intended for your dirt bike fund, Alara.
Right.
Oh, thank you. No chick should be without one in the desert. I absolutely agree with that. I cannot believe I've been here for 2 years without a dirt bike. This is crazy. I need a dirt bike. See, I got triggered by that. I was like, yes, I need a dirt bike.
No, you need what you need is a 4-wheeler for when you're out here. Because this is what we got to do.
I can take my dirt bike anywhere. It can go with me wherever I go, and I can ride it everywhere. It's not like I have to leave it behind in the desert when I leave. I can take it with me.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Thank you for the cookies, John the Greek, and thank you, Belushi, for the cookie.
See, she gets me. She totally gets me. See how she's like, Laura needs a dirt bike. It's the truth. Laura's needed a dirt bike for 2 years now. Yeah.
Right, that would be fun. That would be fun.
I don't go outside because I go out there, I hear people on dirt bikes. I'm like, this sucks. So I just go back inside.
Well, we can go mudding as soon as you get out here.
Yeah, we can go mudding with your mud grips. That'll be fun. I'm into all that.
All my trucks got mud grips on them.
I can't go mudding here. Right? There's no mud here. So all
there's
I can
plenty
do is ride a dirt bike.
Right.
It'll do that. So it is what it is. John the Greek coming with the cookie. Thank you for the cookie, sir. John the Greek with another cookie. Thank you so much. And Belushi with the cookie. Thank you, bestie. Appreciate that. If the Earth is a chakra and our bodies have chakras, and wouldn't the universe have a body like we do? Since I'm not catching that whole thing, but yeah, I think the macro and the micro are all the same, guys. We are the universe is us, and it's all quite simple and quite complex at the same time. Energy.
That sounds like some pseudo profound bullshit, Alara. I'm just saying.
it was a cross between pseudo profound bullshit and actual real profoundly simple shit.
We do tend to complicate things.
I've said shit. I've said ass tonight. I've said like 4 cuss words.
I've said it like 10 times, right?
So is there no cussing rule just out the window or what? I mean,
did we still have that rule?
Apparently I don't have it tonight. I mean, from the looks of it. Crazy Eye 999 with the cookie. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys. We love you.
Oh no. Jimmy James says still rather have a gas model 450. Okay, so moving on from dirt bikes to astrophysics suggests new place where Planet 9 could be hiding.
Dirt bikes are such an important topic of conversation,
Super
though, dude.
Important, dude.
I'm with you. Yeah. So Planet 9.
It's probably to prevent my own death. I probably would have killed myself if I had one. Honestly, it's probably good that I don't. It's probably God's will that I don't have one. Truthfully. What happened, Foil?
My screen is frozen. So just fact check me if I'm wrong here. Let's see until this.
Oh no!
I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know what that was
like all of tech. And why don't you?
Well, I'm not going to touch it for a minute. And I don't understand what's happening. This should not be happening with the new toaster.
Oh
but
no! Are you going to phase out? Oh,
bro, I don't know. I told you the Archon's been at me. Yeah, they were killing my stream earlier. Like my connections to things. I was getting mad.
Classical chick. I don't know. Pseudo profoundly simple shit in the age of Aquarius. That's right, classical chick.
All right. Can I click on this? Hold on. Oh, that goes away. All right. Hold on. Nope. Just my articles are frozen. In any case, so there it is.
Now we're winning. Check that out.
Right.
Boom.
It let go. I think the foxhole froze it for some reason. So now I can't see the foxhole chat, but I'll get it in a minute. So
I'm on foxhole duty. You'll live. Mm-hmm.
So could Planet 9 be Nibiru is what I want to know.
That's what I want to know too. I want to know if we have 2 suns. I want to know if we have a sun simulator. I want to know what's going on. All of it.
Okay. Hey, we could talk about the sun simulator thing. Like that's entirely possible. It has changed colors. I'll give you that. Right. So 5 years ago, a group of guys.
But did it change colors because we're moving into the 5th dimension, or did it change colors because there's a sun simulator? I'm asking the chat. I have to know. All right.
Okay.
So guys,
find out.
Those of you that have been on this planet a little bit longer than others, that was a really good way to put that, huh? You remember the sun was yellow when we were kids, right? And now it's not yellow anymore. It's clearly white, not yellow. It's totally changed color, okay? So
it has.
Let's see. What's the question going to be here? Do you think that it's changed color because we're shifting dimensions, okay? and the solar system's heating up, right? Put a number 1 in the chat if you think it's related to the dimensional shift. Put a number 2 in the chat if you think something suspect is going on and there's a sun simulator up there now.
Maybe it's just different on this timeline.
They're getting 2 options right now. 1 is the 5th dimension. Number 2 is the sun simulator. And then maybe 3 should just be something else other than either of those 2. Option 3, also known as C. All right, so far over on YouTube and D Live and Twitch, I'm getting 1s and 1s and 1s, a couple of 3s.
Belushi says it's been white. Jay Brewski says less golden, more racist.
All right, so it looks like, I don't know, it's a toss-up. Some people say sun simulator, some say something other than that. Some people say dimensional shift. Stacks thinks the chemtrails. Says,
yeah, chemicals in the air. Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
John the Greek, thank you for the cookie. 9th planet is Nibiru. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe.
Divine Fractal says the sun looks white from space. Really? Have you been to space lately, Divine Fractal? Please share with us about your trip to space. I want to hear all about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to hear all about it, right? I never get to go to space. You know, I'm jealous.
You better ask for a ride the next time they're hanging around, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so they've all got different answers on why the sun's white now. I mean, you know, maybe
the atmosphere has changed.
Maybe we need to do a conspiracy couch on why is the sun white now. I mean, everybody's got input and they all have different opinions. You know, I'm sure there's reasons they have those opinions. This would be a good couch.
The most likely answer is that yes, the there's less pollution now, potentially, you know, since
less pollution?
The 70s. Since the 70s. Somebody had just said that. I agree.
They spray the skies with heavy metals. How is there less pollution?
So the composition of the atmosphere has changed. Either because there's less or more of something.
There's nanoparticulates up there.
Yes,
covering our skies. It was not that bad when the sun was yellow. They weren't spraying the sky, Foil. I mean, I'm just saying.
The sky actually used to be bluer too. I seem to remember. Like the sky itself was bluer. Who knows?
They all think the atmosphere. Some think the atmosphere. I think we need to do this. So just so you guys know, Conspiracy Couch tomorrow. We changed it last minute. We were gonna do psychic abilities, but then I've been on this Ingersoll Lockwood. One of my friends did a show on this the other night. And it blew me away. Like when he pulled up this website and started actually going through it and going through all of it, I was blown away because I thought it was like, somebody's running a game on us, you know. But then when I actually watched him start digging into it, I was like, oh, there's something to this, right? And I'd had people trying to tell me about this for a while, and I wasn't really listening. So, which I often do. I do that quite a bit. So, anyway, So tomorrow we're going to, instead of doing the other show we're going to do Ingersoll Lockwood Rabbit Hole, and I'm going to have a few friends call in that know about this topic a lot. And so that's going to be great. We're going to go down the Ingersoll Lockwood Rabbit Hole. We're going to do some research and talk to some people that know more about it. And so that's what we're going to be doing for Conspiracy Couch tomorrow, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Just letting you guys know while we're on the top. All right, Foil, I'll shut up now and you can continue with Planet Nibiru, Planet 9, Planet X9, whatever you want to, whatever we'll call it.
All right, yeah,
Thank
Planet
you,
X,
Sandro,
Planet 9, Nibiru.
Planet X9.
We don't know.
That's fine.
So 5 years ago, some guys had found evidence that there was another planet in the solar system, right? Because of the effects that this, you know, often when they're looking for, you know, bodies in space, they don't necessarily have to see the body. And Alara and I have talked about this. Like when they found Pluto, they could tell that there was something there because of the effects it was having on the objects around it. Well, this is very similar. They haven't seen this thing, but because of the effects on several objects, larger objects in the Kuiper belt, they felt that there was another planet in the planetary system, right? A Planet 9 or Planet X. Now, I say Nibiru because they speculated that the orbit would take, what did they say, 7,400 years? I think it was 7,400 years. I'm looking for it, which might actually kind of line up with the whole Anunnaki thing, right? Are you with me, Alara? I see us spinning on a foxhole.
Yeah. What?
Okay. Honestly, honest to God.
The bunker. We have the bunker. We got the bunker.
Okay, I gotcha. So that was 5 years ago. Now they think they may have actually been able to calculate the orbit of this planet, right? Continue to run simulations. Other people
froze. Oh no, you're back, but you just froze. Let me thank Belushi real quick with the shades. Love you, ladies. Heading over to fire up. Fire up what? Let's see. What are you gonna fire up?
Ease up.
You got a rocket?
Right.
John the Greek gifted the ship. Thank you so much for the ship. And he says more whale. He wants more whale. He's on shrooms. I'd want more whale too.
Wee, right.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks for the ship, fam. Yeah, so now they think that they have been able to calculate the orbit of this thing. Now, some people think that Planet 9 might actually be just this like primordial black hole, like a relic of the early universe, that it would be too small for us to spot with the technology we have available. And there are other people that say that it doesn't exist at all. But like I said, they were able to calculate from the effects. They chose 11 objects from the Kuiper Belt, and they were able to see like gravitational effects on these 11 objects, and they were able to speculate there was a ninth planet. Now they think they've been able to calculate from that variance the orbit of this thing. But like I said, this thing would have to be 6 times as large as the Earth. It would be 6 times bigger than the Earth, and it would only circle the sun once every 7,400 years. Which does kind of line up to the stuff like Sitchin was talking about, right? Or am I off? So that could give some credence to the, the Nibiru thing.
I'm on board with it. I think there's an element of truth to it. And let me clarify for everybody out there, what I'm talking about Ingersoll Lockwood, I'm not talking about the books, although that stuff is all connected. I'm talking about the defense contractor. That's what I'm talking about. Two totally different things, but they are somewhat connected. We're going to learn about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out
We're going to rampantly speculate about it in any case.
No,
right?
There's people coming on that know, that have been down searching into the... I couldn't believe what I was seeing the other day. I thought for sure it had to be a joke until I saw some of the stuff that was getting researched live. And I was like, oh, okay, not so much of a joke. We got to do this. All right, so let's see. Where are we moving on? We are way over time, but hey, it's cool. I'm going to roll with it today. Well, I'm not going to get uptight or anything.
What? Oh, so are we moving on to butt stuff now?
What am I gonna do with her, guys?
No.
But that would be the next section. So before we do that, yeah, we're only gonna go a little over. It's not too bad.
Technology.
Okay, I'm so glad that you're covering this foil. I'm really excited that it's you and not me. Thank you, John the Greek, for the cookie. Appreciate your support very much. Okay, so a breathing tube through the butt. You read that right, guys?
Yes. I mean, last week we talked about how the government was literally all up in your shit, monitoring your fecal matter to determine what you were doing with your personal life, right? We talked at length about that. I think that was last week. Well, this week, we're going to talk about some other butt stuff. I don't know. Maybe this will be a theme.
Remember, we did talk about the mice with the breathing, with the ventilators and their...
Okay. So you remember. Good. So
yeah, I do remember
same
some
lines.
Stuff.
Well, no, but that was a long time ago. That was like early Space Force.
You never
news.
know what I'm going to remember. You know what I mean? You just don't know. You never know.
So now, remember, we had talked about they were doing experiments on mice, right? And for those of you that did not see that episode, your rectum will absorb all manner of things, okay? There are a lot of blood vessels down there, whatever. Clearly, at the beginning of the Rona, they were having problems with mechanical ventilators. They can cause lung damage. They're expensive equipment. There were 100 problems that they were having with this ventilators, situation. So they started to look into anal breathing, right? And this isn't as crazy or far-fetched as it sounds. I mean, there are a lot of organisms that are actually equipped to breathe through their rectum. Sea spiders, catfish, for example, have evolved the ability to breathe through their butt.
And we can do this too?
Yes. Now yes.
Exciting.
They have determined through their experiments with mice that humans also may be able to breathe through their anus. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's true. So, what they had done with these mice is...
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to reconcile some stuff right now.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Continue. I'm trying to reconcile.
Well, if they clear out the butt mucus, okay, right?
We're gonna go there, huh? Okay.
This is how. This is
go all
this
in.
is
That's fine.
It's science.
Let's go all in. That's the science.
Trust the science, man. It's science.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's because of science, right? In the mice, they found that when they cleared out the butt mucus, for real, like there's
You're
people
really
doing
gonna
this
do this
experiment.
You're really gonna do this, aren't you?
It's real. Do you want me to stop?
No,
you want me to stop?
No, I'm just completely entertained, waiting to see what you're gonna say about this. How deep this is gonna go. No pun intended. You know what I mean?
We go deep, bruh.
Yeah,
we go deep.
We go deep over here on Space Force News.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Bruh.
So what, bruh?
Mm-hmm.
So what they had done to these mice is they removed the anal mucus, right? And they inserted this, what they call a bolus, right? That actually...
The chat is just... It's going to get unruly. Watch. Go ahead, Foil. If I laugh, you'll know why, because they're going to get unruly. I can already feel it.
This bolus is like an anal catheter, okay? So they stuck this up there, and
oh my God.
Your intestine is actually equipped, for gas exchange anyway, as we know, right? There are necessary structures for respiration. They get the oxygen in there. It gets taken up in the blood vessels and distributed throughout your system. So they're now moving on to human trials.
So that term "blow it out your ass" is completely valid.
Could be totally a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So now they're moving on to human trials, okay? Which is crazy, right? And they're going to have 6 people. They got 6 people. I'm trying to find the Respirigen. The company is called Respirigen. They've registered a clinical trial. They're going to have 6 healthy volunteers that are going to voluntarily submit to hypoxia by breathing in a mixture of gases with low oxygen content. Now, at the same time,
are they going to breathe them in through their mouth or through their?
Yeah, they're going to breathe in this. They're going to put themselves into a hypoxic state.
Okay.
Right, by breathing in this low oxygen gas mixture, and at the same time, after they have duly cleansed their colon, right, because they don't want to have any fecal emergencies, so to speak. Right, this is what they say. These are not my words. Right, after they properly cleanse the colon, they are going to give them the ram job. Right, they're going to put this bolus in there.
They literally said the ram job.
Those ones were my words. Okay,
that's okay. Go ahead.
Right, they're going to get the mucus out of there, clean. They're going to get all that out of there. They're going to clean it out. They're going to put the bolus up there.
Who gets that job?
Man, right? Talk about having a bad day at work.
You thought cleaning the mice mucus was bad. Woo!
Talk about having a bad day at work.
This is next level, right?
Yeah, they're going to, shunt this gas bubble up their asses and see if they can breathe, basically. I mean, that's the whole experiment. And this is being lauded by the scientific community at large. People are very amped about this idea of it is a shit show. I know.
This is the same people that get amped about rockets, man. So
bruh. Can you imagine what a horrible day at work that would be? Like, I ain't doing all that. Like, this is all for the science, man. We need to know. I mean, yeah, who knows? You could butt breathe all day. Could be a thing.
We need to have this ability, guys, because you never know. You know what I mean?
Right? Never know.
Because you never know. So we need to definitely have this as a backup option in case we
Right.
can't breathe out of our mouths anymore.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible.
All right. What's
Right.
I lost all right.
Thanks for rolling with me on that, Alara.
U.S. judge rules only humans, not AI, can get patents. Well, that's great. In other news,
Right? This is, the robots are going to be pissed. They're going to want their rights. Like, this feels kind of racist to me, almost. Like,
we'll
right
let them do
now,
all the labor, but they're not allowed to own stuff. They're not allowed to have patents.
Not only that, but
doesn't
like
seem
right
fair.
now, there are numerous inventions that had no human hands involved at all. They were completely dreamed up in AI. And I've talked about, like, when I was doing my robot rant with Belushi, last week, I talked about the imagination engine. This guy, what was his name? Thayer.
Hey, they have a good point
Steven
out there.
Thaler.
They said we should have butt masks too. I mean, only logical
Right.
if we've got face diapers that we should have to wear
Butt
butt
masks?
diapers. You should have to prove that you have a diaper on your face and one covering your
arse. Yeah. Do you remember?
Rectal cavity.
As a matter of fact,
That
there
sounded
was
much
some
more scientific. Sorry. I think it sounds more scientific. But anyways.
Absolutely, it does.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not foul-mouthed at all. Do you remember during the beginning of the Rona when there was some speculation that actually, the particles may be spread by, gas, by farts? There was a whole thing. There were scientific experiments being done to see if passing gas would spread the Rona. Like, really, it was totally a thing. So yeah, butt masks, that works.
Are we going to talk about AI not getting the patent? Did we cover that?
Yeah,
Because we are running.
So there are AI.
I'm tempted to play the whale again for John the Greek.
Was it not working?
Well, he said more whale, and I agree. The whale was
Go
fascinating.
ahead.
And I know, he's eating caps, so he probably really needs to
Go
see
ahead,
the whale.
play the whale.
Okay, I'm gonna
After
play the
all
whale
this
again.
butt talk,
For those that
go ahead
missed
and play
it,
the whale.
we're gonna play the whale again because the whale was pretty amazing, I must say. Here we are. Let's take us off the screen. We're gonna ruin the whale. Let's watch the whale one more time. Who even sees a breach like that and tapes it?
I know, that's awesome, right? Look at that guy. He's huge. Like, he could flip that boat if he wanted to.
The killer whales do that when they've had enough of us. They, right? I mean, the whales could do some stuff, and they never do. You know what I mean?
They could do some stuff, for sure.
They're peaceful beings.
They're cool.
They're super peaceful beings, man.
That land whale wasn't too nice, though.
What land whale?
From last week, the land whale. They found the fossils of the land whale. Like, apparently whales were on land at one point. Don't you remember us talking about that? It was one of our articles last.
I do not remember that.
It was one of our
phased
articles
out
last
for
week.
that one, foil. I don't know. All right, so
Yeah, it was a land whale.
Are we moving on to GPT-3?
Go ahead to China. Go ahead to the China ship. I'll save that for next week.
Okay, because we got too much going on here. All right, so what is going on here? Accept cookie settings.
What? Oh,
for
the
I just
Scientific
tell it
American.
reject all, right? Yeah,
Reject all.
Oh, okay. There. That's how it works. What would I do without foil? We don't know. Go ahead. China wants to build a mega spaceship that's nearly a mile long.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting. So they're funding a study to see if this is even achievable. The National Natural Science Foundation of China is a funding agency. It's managed by their Ministry of Science and Technology, and they've posted a research outline online describing, their plan to study the feasibility of building this kilometer-long spaceship. And they say,
picture of it?
No, no, they give you generic rendering. They say that it's, that it would be for the future use of space resources, exploration of the mysteries of the universe, which I like, and long-term living in orbit. And it's crazy because they had, for this article, they contacted NASA's former chief technologist, Mason Peck. And he said, this is not a crazy idea. Like, people were shooting it down like, it sounds like Star Trek, whatever. Mason Peck was like, no, this is actually completely feasible. It's not entirely off the wall. The question is more a question of engineering than like fundamental science. Like, it's expensive to put stuff into orbit. So they're thinking that China has been racing to get stuff on the moon, right? They're thinking that if they can use the resources on the moon to 3D print modules of this, it's a lot less costly to get it into orbit out there because the gravity is lower. And then they can construct them, like kind of put them together like Legos and build this big ass spaceship, which is kind of nifty.
Completely reasonable. Sounds
I
like
think
stuff
so.
they're probably already doing. So.
Yeah, right.
Sounds
exactly.
Totally reasonable. Yeah, no problems with that. All right, let's do the Navy super weapon, and then we'll go over a couple brief UFOs and go into space weather, guys. Sorry, we're running a little over tonight.
Yeah. So the Navy has now patented, and as a matter of fact, if you click on
this is
underneath,
crazy.
Yeah, if you click, they filed for this patent in 2019, but it was granted this month. Where they have this.
What do you want me to click on?
Scroll up.
Yeah.
Right underneath there. Go down a little bit. The word patent is a hyperlink. If you click it, it'll take you to the patent. Right. So they got the patent, was approved this month. What they can basically do is use, they use this to disrupt, what do they call it? Acoustic hailing and disruption technology, right? Where they take, like, if I'm speaking, they can take my voice, put it on a delay, amplify it, and beam it back at me specifically. So if Alara is sitting next to me, she wouldn't be able to hear it, right? I would only be able to hear myself on this very extremely loud delay, right?
They could put people in reverb mode, dude, all by you. Just isolate you and make you reverb to yourself, so you're like,
just you. Yes.
And everybody else thinks you're nuts.
Yes, they did psychological experiments and people lost it. They stuttering, couldn't speak. Some people refused to speak at all until they shut it off. I'd love to know who they ran these experiments on. Like, I'm kind of wanting to dig on that. But it literally was driving people insane from them using that. I mean, it's bad enough they've got voice to skull, but now they have an active patent that was granted this month where they can literally project your own voice back at you on a delay, amplified, where only you can hear it, right?
That's terrible, dude.
Just to mess with, yeah, like,
and everybody else will think you're insane. So now you don't know when you see somebody who's talking to themselves and tripping, and we don't know anymore.
Exactly.
We don't know if it's a weapon. What is going on here?
If somebody's just nuts, man. Like, you have no idea,
reset, man. Between the designer drugs and the weapons and the.
Like, these people are crazy, yo.
People are nuts.
These people are crazy.
Nuts. Okay, I've thought about that long enough. All right, where do we go from here? I guess we're not going to do disclosure because it's not really relevant. We'll just go into a few UFO videos, and then we will jump into space weather. My dearest spacetriates that I love so much, that I get to spend every Sunday with. I love you all.
I love this show.
I do too. We've been doing this for over a year now, Will. Over a year. Every week.
Know.
Except for the week that I got abducted in Pine Top, or wherever it was, Snowflake.
Right,
somewhere.
and ESETI.
I got abducted. And ESETI when I was at
Well, I told them you got abducted, right?
You told them that. You lied.
Yeah, and probed.
I did not get abducted. I was in the mountains, though. So this is cool. Shout out to Scott at UFO Sightings Daily. Glowing objects over Tucson, Arizona, guys, on September 4th, 2021. This is a rather interesting UFO sighting, and I guess he got this from MUFON. So check this out, friends. Before we check that out, though, we're going to do this.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Unidentified flying objects.
Here we go. Woo.
Well, that's just blatant.
No, it gets better. What the fuck? Oh, it gets better. Let me get us off the screen. This is great. I wish I would have saw this.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, it gets better.
That was yesterday?
Yep. Look at this.
Oh wow, they're just doing stuff. Look at all
They're just
that.
doing all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Ohio Kimmy, for the cookie.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Right? Look at this. Oh man, that fleet of ships we saw come in at he said he was wild full. You would have tripped. The whole field was tripping, and they're all experiencers. They were all tripping. It was wild. Imagine that many ships, or more actually, but all in a V formation, just flying across the other ships. It was crazy.
Oh, you know I'd have been
Oh, it was
wildin'.
crazy. It was crazy.
Thank you, John the Greek, for the cookie. Thank you, Karen
Look at them.
Allen,
They're
for the
making
cookie.
more patterns and stuff. Look at this.
What the fuck?
Oh, they're definitely on one.
They're on one, dude. What are they doing?
Chilling. Maxenon says that's like what she saw.
Oh wow, Maxenon. Yeah, we played her video a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild, man. I never see groups of ships like that. I did at ESETI, but I always see singular ships when I have experience. But at ESETI, that was
President
wild.
Biden is taking heat for falsely claiming
That was wild. I'll never forget that, man. That was crazy.
bet.
And the whole crowd cheering. That's what made it. Like the whole crowd was like a bunch of little kids jumping up and down. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Like it was to see a whole fleet in formation.
I can
Like
imagine.
there
That'd
was
be crazy.
already like that many ships in the sky. We were watching like ooh ee ooh ah, and then a whole fleet like this, just one and then two and then three and four, five, like just cut through the rest of them. It was like what is happening right now? It was so cool, dude. It was amazing. Yes, I get excited about spaceships. All right, I don't have my timestamps on this, Foil. This best
boy.
UFO cases ever caught. Can you
hold on.
pull up the timestamps? Pretty please, with sugar on top.
Yeah, let me hold on.
Okay. I'll play these other ones until we get back to that. All right, so let's check this out. See what this is here. Is it playing? Yeah. All right. Long Beach PD. Oh no, it's one of them that's dropping out little droplets.
Yep.
Little miniature droplet UFOs looking like liquid and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Long Beach PD. Look at that. Yeah, I wonder what those ships are doing.
I don't know.
And what are they dropping out of the...
I don't know. But remember, we were talking about that from that old school thing we were looking at, where the lady said it came and it was dropping like a liquid
tin. Remember?
out of it.
Tin.
Remember?
It was
Yeah.
dropping tin that was more pure than the tin we have on Earth or something, right? In that
Right.
old UFO magazine.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing.
I don't
dude.
know, but some kind of conspiracy going on this planet.
Maybe they're trying to give us the tinfoil. I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to give us, right? Hey, who knows? You know, I'm open.
Right?
That's wild, though. Super wild. All right, you got the timestamps on that other one?
Yeah. Yeah. I had 3 of them. I know. Go to 1642.
All right, 1642.
1642 to 1710 was one of them.
1642. All right. All right, here we go, guys.
Go out and get a camera. I started going out every night and every day. I made it my job to get it on tape. It looked like a big cigarette and it was flying across the sky. It looked like 4 balls that was connected. The third ball to the end was red. The last ball white, 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 red. I think it either could be extraterrestrial or some type of new animal. I'm just a hunter. We don't want to hear about it.
I love this guy, dude.
UFO
I know,
that so
right? I love
inspired
it.
Soborin
That
and
was the
others
end
to
of that
point their
one.
cameras
All right, what's the next one?
19 minutes to 21:34. There's a lot of them in this documentary or video or whatever.
19 minutes to 21:34. All right. Oh,
Mhm.
19 minutes.
93. Amazingly, Hawkins managed to shoot footage of another strange object near Gulf Breeze
is that?
was also
Yeah.
videotaped by 2 other photographers.
That was at a
Come
military
on.
base.
These
Come on.
astonishing
I'm telling you.
videos, taken from different
What?
angles, reveal an amazing Christmas tree-shaped craft
What?
hovering over a dense forest. At times, the object appears to give off dense smoke. Then suddenly, it shines an intense beam directly at the
Yeah,
camera.
if that's real,
From
that's
all the
some
tapes-
us stuff. That ain't, that's definitely
Ain't
some
that crazy
us.
that was at a military base?
There is
Wow.
alien activity over Gulf Breeze.
And that's exactly what Hawkins thinks he captured on tape in
Look at
this
this one.
never-before-seen video shot near Gulf Breeze 2 years later, but never released until now. This craft
Whoa.
has stunning similarities to what was seen in local newspapers and on tape at the very start of the Gulf Breeze UFO wave.
Oh man, there it is. I got it now.
After spotting the illuminated craft near Redfish Point with a few other investigators, Hawkins drives his car as far as he can before being blocked by trees.
I can't drive, man, and get to zoom in here at the same time. Get out, man. Get out.
Braving
Oh,
mosquitoes
wow.
and thorny vines to get closer, Hawkins does everything he can to keep the portal-encircled UFO in frame. His running description is breathtaking.
I got it now.
Breathtaking.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That
That's
is
it,
crazy.
man. That's it. That's it. Man, it
Let's see. John the Greek coming with the cookie. Thank you so much for the cookie, John. Our Cloaked Unseen gifted the can.
Hey,
that
Ryan.
was the most fun night I ever had at ECETI. A lot of fun. Why do Kate and Tyler not stream to Foxhole? I don't know, Ryan. I couldn't answer that for you. I hope Foil's going to be on Journey to Truth tomorrow night live. So I'm hoping, since it's a live show, that they will stream to Foxhole.
Oh yeah, Foxhole.
Right, that Tyler will stream to Foxhole, but I don't know. Kate does, but she just doesn't go on very much anymore, as far as I know. So, and Ryan says that was one of the most fun nights I ever had at ECETI. Yeah, me too. We had so much fun making fun of YouTube names, and that was fun. I don't want to be X-rated and talk about our jokes, but yeah, it was funny. It was very
You
funny.
gonna take the screen down? So
No,
they can
I'm gonna
stop
leave
looking
it
at-
there. I'm gonna leave it there, just to spite you, Foil. What timestamp are we moving to? Because we got to do this quickly. And then move to
That was
space
it.
weather.
That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
All right, guys, we're going to take that off the screen now. We are going to move into space weather because we're already 7 minutes over. So, on that note, let's do that. Let's go ahead and go to your space weather report from Alexis
Beep, bop,
of
beep.
Ascension Diaries. And Alexis will not be having a stream after the show tonight, so this will be the only space weather report. Beep, beep.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another space weather update. My name is Alexis of Ascension Diaries and it is Sunday, September 5th, 2021, and this is being made in collaboration with 1 Foot in 5D and Space Force News that airs every Sunday night. Check it out if you aren't already subscribed. We are currently in a waning crescent moon in the sign of Leo. We're having a new moon on Tuesday in the sign of Virgo. We have had smaller ejections from the sun the last basically this month since September has started. I saw the most on the 2nd, which usually means 3 days of travel. So we're in that window now. I'm also seeing a little bit of ejection from today and yesterday, but not as big. Today, though, there's some development. So by tonight, it may be more obvious. So just keep track of that. Spaceweather.com is letting us know that the 6th, or tomorrow on Monday, they're expecting more solar wind to land. My friends and I watching these solar flares have been watching the X-ray radiation kind of dropping off or missing like so, this little valley right here over the last few days, and I'm seeing it on multiple different resources. There's this diving behavior, which has been interesting for those of you really watching. That is some concerns that we've been raising this week. The solar wind, or the plasma density that's going to be coming towards Earth is going to increase from the 5th into the 6th, it looks like, with the predictive models. We're also seeing quite a bit of stuff still approaching. So yeah, I guess the 6th is still looking like there's going to be more on Monday. And this giant section of activity here on the sun that's currently rotating towards us is very interesting to me. Keep your eyes open. We could be getting solar flares this week. We've been seeing a depression, I would say, since September started in the data. There's been less than lately, and now it looks like this may be what is going to kick it up a notch this coming week. Most of us feel like there needs to be a break. There needs to be some energy surging in. But so far we're seeing a lot of normalcy and then some missing data when it comes to X-rays, which you don't really want to misplace X-rays. They're pretty intense. I'm seeing, again, a lot of shifting going on with the solar wind and the solar polarity and the temperature and so on from the 3rd and the 4th into the 5th. This is where people have been complaining the most. To me, this last week has been the last 3 days. So here's a little evidence of some jumping around. The Schumann resonance isn't giving us any more hints as well. It looks very robotic, looks like it's being managed. If this is truly the data, I always say that, these vertical lines here in the background, those aren't normal. They just kind of come and go, and they look like they're regulating for the frequencies a lot. And I'm observing that it looks like that's what's happening. When you see a lot of horizontal lines on here, it's a little bit too specific for nature, is what I'm understanding. But the amplitudes are fairly low in Russia and as well as Italy. We're seeing some, but it's still very low. Though it may increase as this week moves on. That is all the evidence I've been able to gather. Also, there's worldwide tremors going on, which is another indication of some pressure coming in and things shifting and maybe being uncomfortable on the global level. So just follow along with that if that's your interest, and I will be seeing you next week. Thank you again so much. Goodbye, everyone.
Beep, bubble, beep. Right? Love Alexis. Love her space weather updates. She sounds like a conspiracy theorist, though, going on about how the Schumann resonance was set up. They're altering the lines. Right?
It's the Schumann resonance.
The Schumann resonance. John the Great with the cookie. This is fun. Thank you so much for the cookie,
we're
friend.
glad you joined
Somebody
us.
said something here about that Gulf breeze commies or something. Hold on. Commies or garbage said they literally found a model of that Gulf breeze UFO in the guy's attic. Is that true? Did that get debunked? I don't even know about that case. I don't even know about that case. Anyway, it'd be worth looking into, because
probably
it does seem too good to be true. Usually when they are. But
Man.
who knows? I don't know. We don't know. We'll have to look into it though. Yeah. So that's that. What else do we have left? That's it. Sorry guys for going over a little bit overboard today. I want to bring up a couple of things before we close out the show. So David Whitehead, DW Truth Warrior, has a new documentary series out called Cult of Medics. It is outstanding, amazing, epic work, you guys. It is only over on Rockfin. Please go over to Rockfin and check out David Whitehead, also known as DW Truth Warrior. He's over there. Check out his new series, Cult of Medics. It is absolutely amazing. If you need to red pill people, on big pharma and all that stuff, that is definitely what you need to be showing people. He put a lot of work into that, and
for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome stuff. So go and check that out. We are also over on Rockfin, for those of you that don't know. We are also over there on Rockfin, and so is my other co-host, Methods. He's over there on Rockfin now, too. So there's a lot of us over there. There's probably like, I don't know, there's probably 15 people that we know over there now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us over there. Okay, so anyway, Conspiracy Couch, tomorrow, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern. We will be going into, like I was telling you guys earlier, the Ingersoll Lockwood DOD contractor, defense contractor. Not necessarily the books per se, but it's kind of all connected. This is something I'm just barely starting to learn about, and it's kind of wild. So, yeah, we'll be going into that 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I will be on, of course, Wednesday with Methods for Methods to Madness, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern on the Foxhole D-Live, Twitch, and Rockfin. Let's see, what else? Oh, Foil, Defense Authorization Act. Be there, guys. 2022, 7 p.m. Eastern. Foil will be on her channel by herself doing that. Tuesday. My bad.
Yes.
Defense Authorization Act will be on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on Loyal to the Foils channel. I may or may not be there. I am not sure. It depends on when I get back. Let's see. What else? Foil Journey to Truth. Tomorrow night, Foil's on Journey to Truth live. If it's not over on Foxhole, which it should be, but if for some reason it's not, you can find it over on YouTube. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. She will be talking about AI, Elon, you know, all the normal robot rants she loves to talk about.
I will be robot ranting.
She'll be robot ranting like she always is. So, yeah.
Thanks for the cookie, Rise. Rise is partnering with Truth Warrior. We're doing a Cult of the Medics signature series. Awesome.
Oh, wow. That's super cool. That's super cool. Yeah. And as usual, Rise has lots of great stuff. If you guys haven't checked out Rise Attire's website, you really ought to, because they have some amazing stuff over there. Their merchandise is super awesome. A lot of your favorites over there. They got a new woodshed. They got a new woodshed mouse pad and something. I got to get me one of those, dude. Yes.
Desk mat, big
desk mat and the mouse pad. I got to get me one of those eventually. Definitely for sure. John the Greek phone, Alara, stay live or stay alive. I don't know that I can promise either, my friend. I don't know that I can promise either. Whiskey Blue with the cookie. Great show, ladies. Much love. Thank you so much for your support, Whiskey Blue. Thank you so much for everybody who supported us and threw gold pills and whatever else we get given.
Yes, God love you.
Thank you so much for our amazing mods, for the work that you do, and all of you wonderful people that hang out on this show and have fun with us every week. We really love you guys.
Yeah, we love to see you.
That's right.
Of course.
So, are we forgetting anything, Foil? Usually I forget. Oh, yes. I know. Don't tell me. Are you ready? Don't tell me.
Go ahead.
I got this. You guys ready for your scratching or what? Woohoo! I hear them all. The crowd goes wild. I hear them. I'm ready for my scratching. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Right now. Here we go with the scratching. Here we go with the scratching and the lemons. I'll release both. All right.
Fantastic.
There goes the scratching. And the lemons I am working on right now. So prizes are going out. All right, let's see. Oh, can't do it over there. Gotta do it over here. All right, let's see here.
Well, while she is doing that,
Thanks,
guys.
Foil. Yeah, thank you. That's what a wingman does, Foil. That's what a wingman does.
Guys, like, share, subscribe. If you want to donate directly to Space Force News, the Cash App and the Venmo are listed in the description below on YouTube. Much love for all of your support. Guys, you know, Rockfin, go over there, make the free account. If you're feeling froggy, Alara and I both have channels over there. You subscribe, you get everybody's premium content on the platform. It's only $9.99 a month, which is a great way to support us. We need you to support these free speech platforms. If you're watching on DLive or YouTube, go to pill.net, make the account, get you the Foxhole app, and come hang out with the peeps.
But explain to them, you go to pill.net. It takes you 2 seconds. Make a user ID and a password. Get you a pill.net account. Then you go to the foxhole.app, and you can watch on your PC.
There's a little link right at the top. You can just even click it.
Right, you can watch on your PC, or you can download the Foxhole app to your phone and you can watch from there. But your pill.net account links you into the Foxhole that you can now use the platform and watch everybody and chat and all that. A lot of great people over there, awesome energy, awesome vibes, and a lot of great content creators. So please consider going over there and doing that.
Yeah, we got to support these free speech platforms, guys.
Amen.
Right? Aside from that, until next time, you know, we'll be here live next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Hold on one second. Let's see who's on live right now after we get done here. It looks like Belushi's got his lounge open if you guys want to go chill and listen to some music and cool out with everybody. Looks like Zoso Dude 77's on. Fighting for the Republic is on. The Independence Gang. Severanon's on. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's on.
Speak Uneasy.
He's on Speak Uneasy. Salty Cracker. Magical Trouble. There's a lot of great people live right now, you guys. So definitely go by and show them some love. Tell them Space Force News sent you.
Yes. And until next week, keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal.
We are your news in this dimension and the next. Good night, Spacetriots.
And the next. And the next.
And the next.
And the next.
5D, baby, all the way.